I got a new laptop recently, a 2017 laptop. But
Daunting.
again, I don't know if it's how it was acquired.
Right, it fell off a truck.
No.
Wink, wink.
Okay, I'm gonna go with that. No, so I think I was telling you the story about it the other day when we were cleaning up, we're packing up. We were at like a family party in December.
Ah, yes.
And my cousin's like, "Hey man, my work's just getting rid of old Mac laptops. Do you want one?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, I could get you one for free." I'm like, "Oh, that's great, bro. Thanks, man." I'm like, "I really need one." Like an hour goes by, and then he comes back around. And he was like, "Actually, it's gonna cost you $500." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
That's still a good deal.
But I was like, "What happened to it being free?" This guy walked away. He's like, "Oh, I can scam my own cousin."
That's the best people to scam. That's why when people get into Herbalife and like all these
pyramid
multi-level marketing schemes.
Yeah, they go family.
They go family first.
Yeah.
Then the family's in so deep.
Yeah.
They can't tell them it's a house of cards.
Yeah.
Because then that's awkward Thanksgiving
Yeah.
more so than regular. So you just keep on recruiting more and more.
Yeah.
I'm watching Nexium or like The Vow. Okay. You know about this Nexium shit?
No.
It's fascinating. So it's on HBO Max now.
Okay.
And you can't binge it. I hate it when they do this like every
week thing.
Like it's the 90s.
They're doing that for The Boys.
Boys, I love The Boys too.
You like it?
You don't like it? I think it's great. Me and Aristotle talk about it. We love it.
I hate it.
Why do you hate it?
It's just, I mean, like
lava take, bro.
We'll get to that, but okay. So
lava take. So, The Vow, it's coming out now. You know this video. It's like a docu-series. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe they're 5 episodes in.
Yeah.
I listened to the podcast a year or 2 ago where they chronicled this whole thing, and I was just like fascinated by this podcast.
Yeah.
So it's very cool to see moving images and faces to this whole thing. But it's about like a multi-level marketing scheme, kind of like self-help, Tony Robbins type shit.
All pyramid scheme shit?
Kind of, yeah. Like it gives you tools and it's all about goal setting and all this.
Yeah.
And there can be good that comes from like, sure, maybe these are real tangible skills that help you in life.
Yeah.
But as you, anytime you have like a charming leader, they're never altruistic, even if their intentions at first are like to better mankind.
Yeah.
Once he gets to the point where he's like, I could have sex with all the members.
Yeah.
Do I do that or do I not do that? There's no repercussions if I do when they see me as a godlike figure.
Yeah.
I can pretend that this is part of the like they all go for that.
Yeah.
Any cult leader, it always reverts to sex.
Oh yeah. That's why you start a cult.
That's why you start a cult. I've always had this fascination too. Like there's guys who are really good with girls and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you know, remember back in the day, it was like The Game.
Yeah.
You know, like how to hit on chicks, how to pick up a ton. Like even if you're like,
I remember the book. I never read it, but
yeah, I remember there's this. I think it was a show on VH1.
called The Pickup Artist.
The Pickup Artist, dude. Me and my cousins, we had like that was our favorite show.
It was so weird. There's
like they dress all steampunk and it's like comical.
There's that one dude that was like 50 years old trying to.
Oh, maybe
you remember?
But like there was a guy named Matador. And like they're in a van and they call it like going out in the field.
Yeah.
And there's just a guy named Matador in a van like, all right, now neg her. All right, now start sarging. They have all these terms. Like these girls just think they're having a good time, but it's like a fucking like tactical, like they're in Iraq.
Yeah.
All right, now like everything's so calculated, it's so gross.
Yeah.
But I would watch this show and part of me would like die inside where I'm like, it's working?
Yeah.
This guy's doing magic and has eyeliner on and she's enchanted by his scarf.
Yeah.
It's called peacocking. You have a weird clothing item and it's called an icebreaker.
Yeah.
So now that's why you see steampunk guys in LA. Do you know how hard it is to like peacock in LA?
Oh yeah.
That's why everyone's so weird.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's very easy to like peacock in Ohio.
Yeah.
You wear like a button-up shirt and people are like, what? He's not wearing a jersey?
Yeah.
Who is this guy?
Yeah.
But in LA, you got to have like steampunk goggles and like
a fucking top hat.
Yeah, and like an eagle in a backpack. That's the only way to stand out.
Yeah.
Oh my God, is this your eagle? His name's Charlie.
Okay, so what would
getting off track?
No, what would be your peacock if you were to go out and it has
and get some clothing item?
Yeah.
This kills me.
Okay.
Like you telling, like if I had to do this,
if you had to,
this is like nails on a chalkboard.
I put a gun up.
You know what? It just goes against my like
Approach.
emotional homeostasis.
Yeah.
I like to think of myself as like a regular guy with an interesting brain.
Yeah.
You know? And these people, I
But
feel
see,
like this
that's
peacocking and shit,
yeah.
it's like they've got nothing to offer here, so they wear crazy shit.
Just for the argument's sake
Like
of
it's
argument.
a mirage, it's a facade.
Yeah.
They've got nothing going on here. So, but what sucks is like we're such a visual species
Yeah.
that maybe I do need to wear a Abraham Lincoln hat so that people care about what's in here.
Well, see, okay, so the argument is, how would anyone know what's in here unless you attract them with the peacock? And I'm not here to defend this
Sure,
peacock method.
you're just playing devil's advocate.
I don't want to. I hate to be that guy that, well, actually, guy.
No,
but in
you
this,
need
in,
to.
in
And-
this situation, in this scenario that I've built for
Yes.
you. What? Okay.
What would I wear?
Yeah, because, you know, it would...
Also, what's frustrating is if I were to peacock and have scarves and
Yeah.
I'm like Steven Tyler or something, and it worked,
Yeah.
part of me pains me. It hurts me that this girl is into it. Now I have no respect for her.
Interesting.
Like, it's nice that it worked, but now we have a new problem, which is it worked. What does that say about you? Like, do I want to be with a girl who's into scarf guy?
Okay, but she was initially intrigued by you because of this, but she stuck around because of the brain.
So the scarf was the ticket
Yeah.
to the amusement park.
Yes, and you were...
And she stayed for the rides, which
Yeah.
is my brain,
And she noticed
Terrible
the rides.
analogy.
The rides were great.
on my brain.
Yes.
Mm.
Because she could have came in and been like, hey, nice goofy scarf, and then left.
And there's
right
nothing
after.
there?
Yeah. But she stuck around.
I've always thought about just like having so many tattoos, like getting sleeves and shit, but
Yeah.
still being like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all the like, and she's like, "You're kind of." I thought you were gonna be like, "Oh, that's on you." I'm a regular guy. I just have a ton of tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really do drugs or anything like that. I have an engineering degree, but I just have crazy tats all over my face.
Yeah.
That's on you for assuming
Yeah.
that was indicative of a lifestyle.
But
that
you
I
have
lead.
3 teardrops on your eye, next to your eye.
Yeah, I thought they were cool. I went into the shop and I was thumbing through the book and I said, "Give me these.
You didn't
Can you
kill
do 3
anyone?
of them?"
You didn't kill anyone.
No, I didn't kill anybody.
No.
I cry a lot. Like I cry a lot at Pixar movies. That's why I got the teardrops. 3 of them. This one's for Up. This one's for Inside Out.
Yeah, when the elephant couldn't make the...
Yeah. And then this one is for The Incredibles 2.
Mm.
Didn't cry at the first one.
Yeah.
The second one really got me. Oh yeah, Nexium. All right. So,
Wait. Before we get into
right,
that,
right.
I need to know what your
what I'm
thing
gonna
is.
wear?
Yeah. What would be your peacock outfit?
My peacocking would be understated. It wouldn't be. I wouldn't need a lot. I would just need a conversation piece. It would just have. It would be like interesting shoes, maybe.
Okay, now are you...
would be understated
Are you wearing
peacocking.
gaiters or...
Maybe. Yeah. It would be like.
Or are you wearing the...
It would be some sort of item that if somebody wanted to strike up a conversation, they could point to it.
Okay, but I mean, I need a specific.
You need specifics?
I need you to be like, this is exactly what I would wear.
The thing is, I'm not the guy. I'm not the type of guy you are speaking of. So,
But in this scenario, you got to give me something.
okay, let's see.
I'm like, Fahim, the clubs just opened up. LA's open. We got to go. What are you wearing?
I kind of have to go to a store and see what there is, and then like.
Okay, that's fair.
Because I don't have a go-to.
That's true.
But it would be like a weird shirt, or maybe even just wearing a Seattle thing. Do you know how many times like I've been like, yeah, Seahawks, or it's an instant in.
With guys, though. Like, hey, bro, Seattle.
So I need to do that for chicks, is what you're
You
saying.
got to do something like 90 Day Fiance or The Bachelor theme. Something in that, and I'm not trying to stereotype women.
You know
and
what
their
it could be?
interests,
It could be like an ironic T-shirt or something. Like maybe I'm wearing like a BTS T-shirt. Like I'm not a huge fan. I know they're huge.
Yeah.
Something against type.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wearing a DuckTales T-shirt. Something someone's like,
Yeah.
or even Ninja Turtles, like I wore last episode.
But that's a little alarming too, because you're a 30-some-year-old man.
Yeah, wearing children's.
They
All
don't-
right, so that's a red flag.
That's like a second date follow-up shirt.
That's a good point. Okay, so what
Initial.
I just thought was peacocking is a red flag.
Yes.
This is helpful.
Yes. Initial peacock.
Initial peacock. So that's like a second date peacock.
Yeah. But I mean, if you want to find someone that's turtles compatible,
That's coming in hot. I don't need to do that up top.
Yeah.
I need to show my maturity before I show my immaturity.
Okay.
Maybe, man. Do you know what you would?
I'd probably do an anime jacket. I would go immature.
You're giving me a bunch of. I would wear a Goku jacket.
I would do like.
I'd be a little more mature. Not.
I would do like a Naruto headband. That would obviously people would be like, "What the fuck?" But the people who come up and they're like, "Yo, you're from the Hidden Leaf Village," I'd be like, "Yes, I am." And then there we go.
So that's like an instant weeding out process.
Yeah, it's a weeb thing. A weeb, the anime weebs. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I don't have a go-to flair.
Yeah.
But I would know it when I see it. It would just kind of be like interesting shoes, or maybe a cool shirt, or maybe it's a turtleneck. I don't know. I'm just gonna say turtleneck, but I don't know if that's the case.
Turtleneck and a gold chain.
Yeah, maybe. Why not?
I feel like you could pull that off.
I think I could. You know, I was shooting this like web series a few months ago, and my character had to wear a black turtleneck. Mm-hmm. And this is like a ridiculous character, but we threw the black turtleneck on from like Gap or whatever.
Yeah.
And it worked, dude.
Oh, wow.
Like, even the fashion, the wardrobe girls were like, you need to get a black turtleneck.
And just wear it around.
Just wear it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't an ironic thing. It was, dude, I pull off a black turtleneck. Maybe I'll wear it on this one time so we could see. And you guys can comment and tell me if it works or not.
Was it underneath like a blazer or was it just,
straight up. You don't hide that shit.
Was it like a tight, skin tight, or like a little loose fit?
You know, show my body.
Okay.
Show my physique a little bit.
Oh, wow. It showed the curves, huh?
It was like I was Dwayne The Rock Johnson wearing that thing.
Okay, so Nexium.
Oh, yeah, Nexium. Yeah. So it's great. I'm watching this. I'm keeping up. It's kind of messed up because it's, you know, like the Epstein documentary on Netflix.
I finally watched it the other week.
I wanted to do a joke where it's like, you know, I watched that Netflix Epstein thing and it was really good and it was so good. I kind of wish he committed more crimes so that there'd be more episodes. It's like a messed up thought, but you're like, I kind of wish he got away with it longer just so I can keep binging this series.
Yeah.
But, you know, he got pinched when he got pinched.
Yeah.
But the Nexium thing, the podcast is good. This is good. So, yeah, it's that multi-level marketing scheme thing. And then at the top, there's some weird stuff going on. There's like different levels, and they would wear scarves, like little scarves to like black belts or whatever. So once you pass another level, you have a different sash. And then at the top, there was this thing called like DOS.
Okay.
I forgot what it stands for, but basically it's like sex slave stuff. They would have these ceremonies where these women would get branded. Oh, they would get like next to their like pubic bone or whatever, they're around their genitals, they'd get branded with this dude's initials, Keith Raniere or something. What the fuck? And then the girl from Smallville, Allison Mack. Dude. She was like a high-ranking member.
Can I tell you the story real quick?
Are you in DOS?
This is so crazy that this is what it's about.
Yeah.
I was dating this girl for a while, and you know, she had like a social media presence, and she was like, "Hey, this girl from like that show Wilfred in Smallville hit me up, and she wants to meet." And she's telling me about this organization. On God, I swear to God. And I'm like, oh, like, you know, I was like, whoa, this like celebrity hit you up, but like what organization? She was like, it's this women empowerment organization, and she's going in about. It's funny because when you mentioned cult, I even wrote this up in my notes. So I was like, hey, like, you know, this is a cult.
Yeah.
And she was like, what? No, I'm like, yeah.
It's goal setting. What are you talking about?
Because everything she was saying, that girl from Smallville, like DM'd her on Twitter and was like.
Allison Mack?
Yeah. Was like, hey, this guy is like this incredible leader. He's a champion of women's rights and this and that. And I'm like, is this not raising flags that there's this white guy that's fighting for women's right, that there's no other men in this organization and it's all, and everything. I was like, this is a cult. Mm-hmm. She was like, damn, you're right. Thank you for pointing this out.
Whoa, you saved her life?
Yeah, like, and you know, this was 2013, 2014. And then like, you know, we break up, whatever. 3-4 years later, the article comes out, Smallville actress is trafficking women. And I was like, this was that same girl. I was like, yo, this girl's in a cult. And it turned out that she wasn't a cult, but I didn't know this was tied into Nexium or Nexus or whatever.
Nexium, yeah.
So
you gotta watch this shit, dude.
Okay, now I gotta watch it. So so they would brand these women.
Yeah, and then they would have this like they would call them like master and then slave. And then a big part of it was maintaining weight. Okay. So they would have to text like, if your master texted you, you would have a minute to respond back.
Oh,
and then they would have all this collateral on you. So like if you are joining this thing, you would have to take naked pictures and give them all this. You have to say terrible stuff about people that you care about. So they just had all this dirt on you called collateral.
Wow.
So that if you didn't hold up your end of the bargain, they would release it or something. So it's like blackmail to get, but they're willingly doing it because they think it's keeping them accountable and keeping promises and all that. So yeah, they showed all these texts like, may I have this broccoli, master? And they're like, yes, you can. May I have 95 calories, master? Like they would approve what they eat throughout the day. It's crazy.
Fuck.
Yeah. So every episode is more and more.
Yeah.
And then like high ranking people are getting brainwashed in this thing. Like, her name's India. I think she's like a granddaughter of a princess or something.
Okay.
Some high level people are in this thing. And yeah, you should check it out. Curious, what was the race of this girl?
She was Arab.
Okay.
Yeah.
Specific. Let's get country. Where we?
Oh, I don't give details.
Oh, you don't give details?
But you
just Arab?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did I ever meet her?
Yeah, you met her.
Oh, okay.
Like years ago. I think we came like a few shows or something. Or yeah, you met her years ago.
Okay.
Like 2014, 2013, 14.
Let me just go back into the catalog. Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm so bad at that stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, that show was crazy, man. And
Yeah.
that's crazy that it all loops into,
Yeah, and then I think the New York Times wrote an article, and I kind of remember how it goes, but I forget just enough where it's interesting to keep on watching this week to week.
Yeah.
I'm watching that, and then Raised by Wolves I'm getting into on HBO Max.
Oh,
That's like sci-fi stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, The Boys, which you don't like.
Well, okay, so The Boys, I don't like it because it lost me in the first episode. The concept's cool. If superheroes were real and they lived in this world and, they were like these fucked up individuals.
Yeah, it's not this cookie cutter black and white. There would be shades of gray. Like the superheroes would have social media.
Yeah.
The superheroes would have a fight, and then some people would die, and then like lawyers would get involved, and then the company that represents the superheroes would like compensate these families to keep their mouths shut.
Yeah.
There's just all these nuances of how the world would operate in the real world with superheroes.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Like there's this Hollywood element.
Yeah.
And
they're
then
making
also
their
it's like
Marvel
it's like
films.
and then there's also like if they were a sports team, like okay, we'll give you this superhero in the Detroit market.
Yeah.
So there's just all these angles that you never think about with superheroes that I find really I like it's like real. It's making fantastical very real and grounded.
Yeah. I like that. But it's just okay, so there's a show on Amazon as well called I don't know what it's called, but it's a Nazi hunting show with Al Pacino.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Similar in this, like the first episode is very similar. There's a dorky little scrawny white boy, and now he's exposed to this organization, this criminal organization, and his whole thing throughout the first couple episodes or season is what like this. I'm not a killer. I can't join you guys. You guys kill people. And then that kid Huey from the beginning, and I'm just like. And I've seen this in multiple other shows and movies where it's like, I get it. He's supposed to be like the voice of conscience or reason and morality, but it's so annoying where it's like, I can't kill people, and it's like, and the worst part was like, I watched that show on Amazon and I was like, fuck it, I can't watch that. And then my cousin was like, you got to watch The Boys. You got to watch The Boys. So I finally watched that. And then it's like this like 2012 color filter throughout the entire show, that blue tint color, and I'm like, what have we gone back? So
well, it's kind of lampooning that genre.
Yeah,
so.
and then it's like all filmed in Toronto, and it's like supposed to be New York, but like you can tell immediately that this is not New York. It's an Amazon show. They got the budget. They got like these huge like Christian faith festivals, and they got millions of like extras. They got the budget.
They got money,
But I'm like, really, you gotta.
Well, is it really supposed to be New York though? Isn't it? It is.
They do like wide shots of like New York City.
Do they say that it's New York?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they'll do like wide shots of New York City, and then like they'll go CGI the Vought Tower.
And then you see Drake, and you go,
yeah,
this isn't New York.
This is the Six.
Yeah, this is the Six. They're at a Raptors game, and they're trying to make it look like the Knicks.
Yeah.
Come on.
But I mean, I'm still watching. I watched last week's episode.
I'm a fan.
And now I'm like too in deep where I'm like,
you're invested.
Yeah.
I like that.
I started another show on Amazon that blew me away.
What?
The Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Oh, okay. My mom loves that show.
Do you watch that show?
I keep on hearing great things. I saw the first couple episodes and I didn't keep up, but yeah, I hear it's great.
It's good. It's a comedian show basically. It's a show about
Stand up in like what, the 50s?
Late 50s into the 60s, but it's like, this woman who's trying to get into stand up, and she's trying to go to clubs, and then they're bumping her at different times. She's getting the late, like what you're talking about, she gets the late slot and it kind of goes to like, there's a lot of parallels to what you would talk about that you've talked about in the podcast about going to clubs and being like, there's only like 5 people there.
Yeah.
But it's like what you bring to
It's what you make of it.
And that's all her whole persona or her approach is that like, I'm going to go have a great time. And then like slowly like more people come because of her,
Yeah.
But,
so you're into it.
yeah. And another thing about The Boys, it reminded me a lot of those Netflix shows where like, and I think we've talked about this like years ago, because I remember me and you had this conversation where like these 45-minute, hour-long shows need to fill up so much time that there are these like unnecessary hour-long monologues.
This is my favorite. And I used to joke about it. Like every hour-long drama just has like 2 people talking. Like, when I was a kid, my dad would take me out for ice cream. He'd always get Rocky Road. I never knew why.
Yeah.
But every time we'd pile into the station wagon, head down Highway 92. Most of the kids would go Baskin Robbins, but he loved this mom and pop shop. Just that small town feel. Go in there, he goes, "Hi, Robert. Hi, Joanne." And sure enough,
yeah,
that's where that Rocky Road. At the time, I would roll my eyes, but ever since he got sick, I only wish that we could have that Rocky Road again. And there's just like 12 of those throughout an episode.
And so I scrubbed through, like, I'll be on my laptop for shows like that where
for
I'm like
gratuitous monologue.
Yeah,
that'd be great if Netflix had a feature that says, "Do you want to watch this show without the bullshit monologues?"
Yeah,
and it ends
straight
up
to the
being
plot.
like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Every hour-long drama is just 20 minutes
It's
without
just-
when I was a kid, you got this shit again.
It's just fillers. It's just so
they
much
have skip
fill.
intro and they
Yeah.
have skip bullshit monologue.
Yeah.
I also had another Netflix idea. I think this would be a great feature because a lot of times when you want to restart what you were watching, it'll restart it at the point that it was stopped on the TV. But the more realistic stopping point is when you're watching TV and you're so sleepy, your brain stops processing information.
Yeah.
Because like my eyes will be open.
Yeah, but your mind is somewhere else.
I'm sleeping. I'm like just sleeping with my eyes open.
Yeah.
And then I'll sleep and then I'll wake up and I'll hit stop. But that's not the real stop point.
Yeah.
If somehow Netflix could like beam in on my pupils and see when my brain stopped processing information, that's the real stopping point. Because how many times do you pull up Netflix?
Yeah.
And then you still have to rewind quite a bit. You're like, I don't remember any of this.
Yeah.
Netflix, do that. Do like last when your brain paused.
Do you remember Batman Forever? Do you recall that?
Vaguely.
There's like this little thing that Jim Carrey's Riddler creates where like you put it on your TV and it beams shit to your brain. So you gotta watch TV.
Just get the Riddler involved.
Yeah.
Just tell him not to do any like nefarious stuff. Just have it be technological.
Oh yeah.
Tell him not to do, Gotham City stuff.
Yeah.
But just like helpful.
Yeah. Like
the Riddler guy, I've always said the Riddler could be Elon Musk if he didn't have these like villain leanings.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think I was talking to my cousin, I was like, it's going to be like any year now that Amazon's going to have their own airline.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Like
they'll just branch into industries that you're like, that makes no sense. And then you're like, I can't imagine my life without it.
They're going to have their own cell phones that's going to compete with
That's a good point.
Samsung and iPhone, like why wouldn't they?
Side note, with the Riddler, Aristotle and I, we would make sketches. I had this one idea where it was the Spanish Riddler and it was just upside down question marks. It was just like regular and upside down. He just speaks in Spanish. What's Spanish for the Riddler?
I have no idea.
But I mean, that'd be great,
Yeah.
It's like 2 superheroes and then the Spanish Riddler. They're like, Spanish Riddler. And then there's just subtitles.
Hey, ¿cómo está?
He just lays out his whole plan in Spanish. And then Batman's just like, did you get that? Did you speak? I don't get that.
It pushes
And then
Batman to be...
then they use the new translate feature on the iOS 14 update.
Yeah. It's crazy because we never talked about this, but because this happened during the quarantine. You were on a Comedy Central dance special.
I was?
Yeah, it was. Was it Comedy Central? It
No,
was like,
I think it was E.
Was it E? That's what it was. It was E, and you danced to Bobby
Brown.
Brown. What was
Yes.
that? What happened? Well, give us the backstory about
I
that.
guess that did happen in quarantine. What's weird is that was
That was early quarantine.
we shot that maybe like a year before it even aired.
Oh my god.
There was just I think they kept on pushing the date for some reason, and then finally it aired.
So
But it was
you
fun.
shot this like 2019 then?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was cool. I mean,
It was comedians who can dance and shit.
kind of. So like the concept of the show, it was a show that developed as just like a live show in the belly room of the Comedy Store. Justine and Heidi are stand-up comedians, and they would have this show called like Stand Up to the Streets.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like part stand-up, part dancing, and then they sold it to E. E picked it up, and they developed it into a show. So it's basically like stand-up comedians or just comedians do like a not Dancing with the Stars, more like a World of Dance. It's tongue-in-cheek, you know? So it's like comedians do a dance number, but a lot of the comedy just comes from the B-roll of training.
Yeah.
Because we trained for like 3 days.
Oh wow.
What was cool about it is we had backup dancers, we had choreographers.
Man, you lived out the dream.
I love that stuff,
Yeah.
you know? And so you could treat it as seriously as you wanted it to. A lot of comedians, I don't think they care about it. That's not in their wheelhouse as much as it is for me. Some of them it is, but some of them is just a paycheck and a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
So they would just leave when they left, but I would stay after. Because how often do I get to have backup dancers and all these resources available to me?
Yeah.
And I thought, this thing could be really dope if I put a lot of effort into it, a lot of time and effort to get the choreography down and pick the right song and kind of paint this dance number. So I was just like a kid in a candy store. It was great.
They cleared the music and everything.
That was a tough thing because when you work with TV, you don't have every song at your disposal. They're like, we have this list of songs.
Yeah.
So I think I got rejected on a few of them, and then I was like, what about Bobby Brown, Every Little Step? And then they could do that one.
Oh, okay.
It's like, oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So it was great. I got to work with this great choreographer, Danielle Flora? I think her last name is Danielle Flora. Her last name is Flora. She does choreography on everything, like Lip Sync Battle, SNL.
Yeah.
And she's great. I had a lot of fun just learning from her, and then you got to do the performance.
Okay, so she I thought you didn't add your own little
a
flair
little
to
bit,
the
like in between, but
Yeah.
like those are dance numbers and steps, and yeah, it was fun to just kind of be a leaf in the wind.
Yeah.
Just like, yo, mold me.
Yeah.
When I dance, I'm just freestyling.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of dancing however the music makes me dance. But it is kind of fun just to
Know the steps, the routine.
yeah, tell me what to do, and then you add your own flair to the
Yeah.
choreography. And then the performance was great. Maybe I'll try to include a link on the actual. It's on YouTube. If you type in like Fahim Anwar funny dance show, or Fahim Anwar Bobby Brown, it'll probably come up. But I remember my first acting job, Chuck.
Yeah.
There was a fight scene, so I had to learn fight choreography.
Yeah.
And then the guy was really impressed. The stunt guy, he was like, "You've picked this up faster than anybody that I normally work with."
Oh damn.
And I'm like, he goes, like, "Do you dance or anything?" I go, "Yeah, I dance a little bit." And he goes, "Oh, that's why." Because it's just like moves are moves.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's when I was still working at Boeing. Yeah.
You got you
I
got
got
everything.
the dance
in there.
thing,
You got the
man.
dance, the fight.
I did a Zoom show.
Oh, did you like you performed in your bedroom or
Kind of.
not your bedroom,
My
but
office,
your
my
office?
office,
Yeah.
yeah. Normally, this is only the second Zoom show I've done, but I did the DC Improv
Yeah.
before the world ended, right?
Yeah.
That was like probably the last club I did before all this hit the fan.
Yeah.
But it was so fun. That's when all the Afghans came out,
Yeah, yeah, I
I
remember.
think it was sold out. Like every show sold out.
It was like January.
Yeah. And so I got to like hang out with the owners and stuff and the manager, Allison and Chris, and they're really cool people, and I had a good time there. And she hit me up. She was like, because they're really good about cultivating a scene out there, like the DC Improv, just amongst comics and comedy fans. It's like one of the top clubs in the country.
Yeah.
They really care about what they're doing. And so even through this pandemic, they've been really proactive about fostering young talent and also keeping their audience entertained and stuff. And not just like fading away because of the pandemic or whatever.
Yeah.
Just adapting to what's going on. So she hit me up. She's like, we do this thing called 5 for 5 where it's like $5 and it's a Zoom show. There's 5 comedians and then like a mystery headliner. It's like 15 to 20 minutes. You would come on at the end. No one knows who it's going to be. And then the money wasn't actually bad. I'm like, why not? You know?
Yeah.
Obviously, regular stand-up is the best.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you just turn down any, like, adapt.
Yeah.
I don't have to be so hoity-toity and be like, I only do perfect shows pre-COVID. But it was fun. It was cool.
I heard, is the Comedy Store open?
Dude, so it's been going through different iterations for a while. We've been trying to struggle with the city because I think what the trouble is, no one wants to put their neck on the line, so they just kind of lump everything into the same basket.
Yeah.
Restaurants, live entertainment, like the distinction is different. I forget what the legal distinction is, but they're treating comedy clubs like nightclubs.
Okay.
Which isn't right because there's no mingling and like dancing. These people, it's more like a restaurant than anything else.
Yeah.
You know?
Food is being served.
Food is being served. No one's really like mingling about.
Yeah.
The only difference between an outdoor comedy club setup is that there's someone over in the corner talking to a microphone.
Yeah.
That's not any more dangerous than sitting on a patio eating margarita pizzas.
Yeah.
You know? But it's this hair splitting this bureaucracy. That's why it's taken so long to go into effect.
Yeah.
So they were only able to have like drinks and watch on a monitor, watch things being broadcast from the main room. And then a couple of weeks ago, maybe a week ago, they were doing comedy through the glass. You know the original room?
Yeah, yeah.
How they have that glass that faces sunset?
So
it's like the red light district.
Okay. Yeah.
So people are sitting on the patio and a comic is just behind this pane of glass. And it's being broadcast on the speakers outside. It's just so weird.
Because I had a friend that hit me up and she was like, she hit me up last week, like, hey, I'm going to the Comedy Store. Do you want to come? And I'm like, I don't think it's open. She's like, no, yeah, it's open. I'm like, I guess they went to listen to like a live podcast or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. So people were just sitting in the parking lot. They put chairs and tables where the comedians used to park their cars.
Yeah.
And they would watch whatever's being brought, like a podcast that's happening in the main room.
Yeah. And
it's broadcast on a screen outside. But I think as of yesterday or maybe 2 days ago, I think they're actually doing stand-up in the parking lot now.
Oh, okay.
So that's cool.
Are you into that? Or you like?
I'm actually after this podcast, I'm gonna go to the Comedy Store and just sort of like see what it looks like.
Oh, okay.
They asked me if I couldn't do it. I think 2 days ago I was busy, but I'm very curious to see what the setup is.
Yeah.
And if it's good or bad. I'm doing that Magic Castle parking lot show again.
Okay.
I'm doing that Friday.
Okay.
And then I'm doing this rooftop show in Grand Market downtown or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So these shows are sprouting up now.
Okay. They're coming.
Yeah, like little by little, there's these like new outdoor shows happening.
Yeah.
I don't know how good they're going to be, but at least it's something.
I've been in like the Marina Del Rey area the last couple of weeks, and I keep driving past this little outdoor courtyard on like Lincoln, and I always see like and it's like 5 p.m., 6 p.m., and like someone standing there doing comedy. I'm like,
really?
This is rough. Yeah. And
at
like,
5?
Yeah. It's a weird spot, but if you ever get asked to do that, don't.
That's drive the other thing too, dude.
Because I drive by it and like no one's paying attention and no one's, people are just like hanging out and there's just a comedian on stage.
Yeah,
it's like I'm sure it's one of those tiny community rooms.
But I kind of want to know if it's good or bad. So I'll get hit up a lot. I'll get DMs and people are like, "Hey, can you do this show?" And I have to really suss it up. Be like, is this going to be good or bad? And if I'm on the fence, maybe I'll take some pictures and show it to me.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want to do it.
It's crazy times because there's a resurgence of hospitalizations.
Oh yeah,
I got a little notification on. Do you have this? Did I tell you about the Citizen app? Did we talk about that?
Maybe, I don't know. People have it.
Yeah,
it tells you way too much.
Yeah,
like if you think the world is scared because of the news.
Yeah.
Imagine having the news on you 24/7.
Oh, about your like what's going on around you in like a block.
Hey,
let's
give a police scanner to every citizen. Let's see how that goes.
It's like World Star too. So I get like I'll wake up and it'll be like 3 notifications. Man shot. Man stabbed. A woman was assaulted last night. All around your house. And I was like, cool. But it also does like little COVID.
Yeah, the only person who should have that app should fight crime.
Yeah.
Like maybe Batman
Yeah.
and Spider-Man should have that, but
There's
maybe
sometimes
Doug from accounting doesn't need to know that.
There's some posts that are so funny that would be like man fighting a group of guys. Like, and
You
then-
know, it'd be great if it goes like tune in and you click
Yeah.
a button and you see the guy.
no, that's what you can do. You can like if someone's standing there, you can like live stream it on the app, or you can like if you're walking by and you see it, you can like take pictures and upload it. So when like right now, if there's like person shot, I can go see, and there's a guy laying on the ground. Someone walking by took a video of this guy with medics and stuff. But then you can leave comments too. So the comments kill me.
Dude, this sounds so dystopian.
It is so bad, but it's just hilarious because like it'll be like man with like man fighting group of guys, and then people will be like, people can comment on the post, and it's just obnoxious. It's so obnoxious. But
Citizen app.
yeah, so I completely lost my train of thought. But
Fight crime. If there's anybody out there with nunchucks who want to keep the streets clean,
yeah.
Citizen app.
Citizen app. But oh yeah, no. So I got a notification that COVID numbers have like spiked because of Labor Day weekend, and now that's pushing our reopening, whatever they thought would reopen the next phase. That's scaled back now because Labor Day weekend was a heat wave as well. So like everyone was out and about, and that was like 2 weeks ago or so. So.
I might hit the road a little more now.
Okay.
Like I was on the wings for quite a while during all this.
Yeah.
But it seems like people have a little bit of a handle on this thing. Like travel isn't as dangerous as they first said. Everyone's wearing masks. Some places are doing, middle seat open.
Yeah, I just booked my flight today.
Oh yeah? Where to?
Virginia, just to visit family for like a couple days.
Nice.
But
Nice.
this is gonna be my first flight in 9 months.
Damn,
January
dude.
3rd.
Yeah, because you road tripped it.
Yeah, January 3rd was my last flight from Virginia to LA.
I did Denver.
Oh yeah,
That
so
wasn't
okay,
that
how
bad.
was that flight?
Did we talk about it or no?
We talked about the hangar, but we didn't talk about the
flight?
Yeah, like the
It's kind of
whole
annoying. So like, I mean,
airport.
what's great about it was this charity gig in Denver.
Yeah,
It was like performing for a Bond scene.
Yeah.
Everyone's wearing tuxedos and stuff, and it's like spread apart. But they got the hotel, they got the plane. It's United, and I get on there, and it's just like packed to the gills. It's like
shit.
it's more packed than pre-COVID. I was so pissed
Yeah,
because I usually fly Delta. I have a Delta credit card.
I have
an American Express Delta. I rack up miles, guys.
I'm United, so
Ooh, yeah,
tread carefully.
Dude, United's the worst.
It's the best.
It's the worst.
I love United.
Ugh.
They've
Delta's
treated-
where it's at.
They've treated me well.
Guys in the comments, Delta or United.
I'm
Let's
a
be real.
silver. I'm a silver member at United. I get a free.
That's the only way to be treated like a human being is if
Yeah.
you're a silver member. If
Yeah.
you don't have any of those perks,
Yeah,
you're
that's
cattle.
True. That's true. Yeah.
One time I was first class on Spirit, and I was like, "What's the point?"
Yeah. That's basically economy on a regular flight.
Yeah, it was just like it was like a normal size seat, and
Yeah.
I was at the front.
Could you recline?
I don't know, maybe
Because
not.
at Spirit Airlines, you can't recline your seat.
And then they also had the thing where you can get like a Spirit credit card.
Oh my god.
And to me, that was like a catch-22. If you can afford if you can have a credit card, Spirit is not. You know what I mean? That's
yeah.
not what you spend your money on. You're not going to be doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, who's the guy signing up for the Spirit Airlines
Yeah.
perks?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Spirit doesn't cater to the people who have credit cards.
That's true.
Yeah. So
So you're on this flight. with
I'm on United. It's so many people. Yeah, it was the worst. I was freaking out.
Oh,
I
man.
mean, not really, but I just wasn't happy.
Well, I booked my flight today, and I looked at the seating chart. It looked fairly like an empty flight. I don't know. Maybe as the weeks get closer to October 9th, it could get more packed. Who knows, man? But okay. So I mean, how's the hotel though?
Hotel was fine, and they do all these things too. Like, I almost feel like they have a guy scrubbing stuff down just for the optics.
Yeah.
When you go in, there's like this guy with a mask, and he's like scrubbing the luggage thing, and he's like he's probably doing that all day.
Yeah.
Just to make like, oh, they take it seriously here.
Yeah.
And then when you get to the room, they have this seal. So this little plastic thing that like no one has entered the room, and like, this little extra. I don't
Yeah.
need this. like I'm ripping the seal to get into my room. Like, oh, okay. Okay. Like you could just fake that if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fine though.
Okay.
So I figure why not just try to do some shows. They're doing half capacity at a lot of these clubs. Seems like travel isn't as,
Yeah.
the filtration system and everything. I read something that travel isn't as dangerous as like they thought initially. And the clubs are being pretty COVID safe. They're wiping the mics down or using different mics. And the thing is, I can't get up as much as I used to pre-COVID.
Yeah, dude.
Like only now shows are kind of picking up a bit and it's still not where it was beforehand.
Yeah.
So I kind of have to do the road to do what I used to do pre-COVID because things are more open in the rest of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I want to try new bits and stuff, that's kind of where to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can't do it here. Or there's just not enough shows.
Yeah.
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 Or good ones. I don't know what they're going to be.
Yeah. Have you noticed like weird things being sold because of the pandemic? Like
Yeah, remember,
merchandise and shit?
I don't know about that, but I love how hand sanitizer was gold for like a month.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's back to an impulse buy for like 99 cents.
Yeah.
I remember when you were gouging me, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Hand sanitizer, toilet paper.
Mm-hmm.
Lysol wipes are still non-existent. They don't ship anywhere. I don't know if this is real or not, but I bought 2 Lysol white bottles like last month off Amazon.
That's
And
how you stunt.
It was from the Lysol company that I bought it from.
It has 2 Y's. Lysol.
I know. Could have been.
It's knockoff.
I hope not, but I've had it. But now I read this article today about new COVID updates. They were saying that surface level infections or spreading on surface isn't as bad as we thought. So you don't have to wipe down groceries. You don't have to, now you contract it.
Airborne or people talking?
It's airborne and through your eyes.
And podcasting, I believe, was like the number one.
Yeah.
Late night podcasting, I believe,
is how you get it. And it's like
and
not
the
only
transmission rates through Afghans is through the roof.
Yeah, not only through co-hosts but also listeners.
Yeah,
they get it just by listening.
That's what's the oddest, because you and I are in kind of close proximity and we do check all those boxes. Yeah. But listeners of the Fahim Anwar Dance Hour are 99.8% likely to contract the disease.
Yeah. I was looking at the statistics as well. Mm-hmm. For some reason, our listenership has been hit the hardest. Yeah.
I don't know what that is. But we thank you for you guys powering through this.
I think the CDC is going to reach out to us shortly about this.
Probably. Yeah. To like a cease and desist for the podcast. Yeah, you can't make an omelet without cracking a few eggs.
They can't stop us.
And some of the eggs are listening right now. You're going to make a delicious meal for the ones of us who make it out of this.
I've been noticing just like a lot of like masks being sold. Now it's like weird masks, like not weird, but like every team's got their logo on a mask.
Dude, that's what I've thought too. Like that's a funny concept to just flash forward to the world we're living in now.
Yeah.
Where, it was so like, what's happening? Is the world ending?
Yeah.
And now you just see a guy. Yeah, you see a guy with like a Lakers mask.
Yeah.
Like, we're in the middle of a pandemic, but go Kobe or, go LeBron.
I got an email, and I hate that it came from this band from 9 Inch Nails, but they're like, we're selling pandemic T-shirts. I'm like, really, Trent Reznor? You were the fucking anti-culture guy in the 90s and shit.
I always thought, too, like, when is it enough?
Yeah.
How much money do some people need?
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing this trend where, you'll watch TV, and there's so many commercials with celebrities in them.
Yeah.
It'll be like Will Arnett doing voiceover for 99% of every commercial, or I don't know who else. There's like a million, right?
Yeah.
They'll either be doing VO, which I don't understand either. Like
J.K. Simmons has been doing it a lot.
For State Farm, or you'll hear. What I don't understand the most is VO. Like I'll hear Rashida Jones doing a VO for something, and no one will pick that up. Like sometimes I'm good at picking out a voice, and I'm like, oh, that's Rashida Jones, but it's just her doing voiceover for B-roll.
Yeah.
If you're that company, do you just have that much money where you could just get a regular voiceover artist to do that? But they're like, you know what? let's pay 800% more than we normally would just to have Rashida Jones talk. And the average citizen won't even, like, that's not even, that's no knock on Rashida Jones, but her voice isn't so distinct.
Yeah.
If you had Gilbert Gottfried do
It's
it,
not
you'd be
gonna
like, okay.
Up it. No one's going to be like, I'm going to buy this because of.
Yeah, if you have Wanda Sykes, like, these are very unique voices where I understand why you're paying this money for this voice.
Yeah.
But if you just have, like, a regular celebrity voice,
Yeah.
like you have John Hamm or something, like, why?
Yeah.
It's like you're taking money out of talented voiceover artists' mouths.
Yeah.
And I'm mixing analogies, but that's their jam. That's what they do.
Like,
How much are you gaining by having John Hamm? It's almost like they just wanted to hang out with John Hamm on set one day, so they paid top dollar.
when I was at Nickelodeon animation, that was like a big thing that would be brought up a lot, is that in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, it was always just like you would hire the best voice actor, you know, and like you'd watch Aladdin. All right, maybe once in a while you'll have like a Robin Williams as just one character.
But that's a movie.
Yeah, but even then, even on the movies, you'll have like maybe one celebrity, you know, and then like, you know, Aladdin and Jasmine are voiced by just voice actors and actresses. But now it's like every role has to be filled
Celebrity.
with, you look at like Kung Fu Panda, it's like, or Madagascar, we need Chris Rock, we need Wanda Sykes, we need Jada Pinkett Smith, we need, like, you'll see an animation movie now and it's like boom, 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 like all the names.
But the thing is, that I have no qualms with. Sure, the industry may have changed and it's different than it was, but I don't have beef with that.
Yeah.
Mine is like some 76 commercial or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, why is this ununique voice?
I feel like it just
famous.
covers everything now, where it's like everyone wants that celebrity voice.
Thing too. And then I remember, you know, in the 90s and stuff, when celebrities wouldn't be caught dead doing commercials, like it was career suicide. So they would have to do commercials in Japan to make money. They would do like an Omega commercial in Japan.
Yeah, yeah.
And like now it's okay.
I watched someone's commercial in Japan recently. It was like an Arnold Schwarzenegger commercial.
Yeah, they would all go overseas to like make a ton of money doing commercials, so that nobody knew they were doing, like, you know, it was like uncouth to do that.
Yeah, no, that's so
in
crazy.
America.
Yeah. Did you watch the Emmys last night?
I didn't, but I heard they were virtual.
They were. Have you been watching Schitt's Creek?
I've seen like one or two. I hear it's great. My brother loves it. My family loves it.
I've like heard just
it's
the
a good
name,
show.
But I don't like, one thing that I was confused about was everyone's been going off about like this Canadian sitcom.
Yeah.
What, like,
Canadian about it?
What's the significant? I get maybe it's not like a Hollywood done show, but I mean, are they using different cameras, filters, lights, microphone, like different?
I think
script?
it's like,
or is it
it's
just
Canadian citizens, you know, and I think,
but
a lot of talented Canadian artists and actors and everything. There's this disconnect between Canadian entertainment and American entertainment, and they all have to usually jump ship, like Michael J. Fox or Mike Myers.
Even
they can't.
Seth Rogen, everyone.
Seth Rogen. Everyone comes to America.
Yeah.
On a large, you know, but this is kind of the first production that has made a splash this big that is a Canadian production. So there's something very, I don't know, prideful about that. If you're Canadian,
I guess so,
that they didn't have to come to America to make the splash they're making as Canadians.
That makes sense.
So I think Canadian crew, Canadian writers, and Canadian actors, and so I think that's very cool.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to do that with Afghanistan.
Let's put it on the map, man.
I'm trying to get that Afghan sitcom filmed in Kabul and, you know, poured it over for other languages and such.
It's funny because I'm actually talking to this producer that's trying to do that. They're trying to do like Afghan sitcoms. Not sitcoms, but like Afghan comedy.
Do they go, the boom guy's like, hold for Taliban? Hold for car bomb? All right, we're good.
We're good.
We're good, guys.
All right.
We paid our security detail, and why is it still going on?
Yeah. That's the issue.
Yeah, the insurance is going to be through the roof for that Afghan production.
Pun intended.
Through the roof.
Did you hear about, did you listen to Ellen's comeback monologue today?
I didn't. How was it?
I was too
Hey
cringe.
guys, I'm going to stop being mean. DJ. Just watch me dance. Forget about the culture that I bred in my studios.
Kind of like that, actually.
Yeah. Hey guys, my bad. let's get an audience member. Where are you from? I don't tell people not to look me in the eyes. Yeah, I don't know.
It was
what I've learned is you can't be you have to be your brand. That's what I've learned about Hollywood now.
Yeah.
You know, like back in the day, you can be like this person when the camera's on, and then you could be whatever you want to be when the camera's off.
Yeah.
I'm sure Hollywood was ripe with that.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
But with social media, everyone has a voice.
Yeah.
Everyone can share their experience. There used to be such a barrier of entry to like get some steam going on.
And
now it takes nothing. It takes one tweet. Oh, me too. Or
exactly. It's easy to piggyback off that. Once people come forward, like millions of people can be like, oh yeah, let me share.
And like if this is your brand, and then you find out that's not your brand in the offices, people don't like that. Yeah. It's just because the brands are so incongruent, or the actions, like in front of the camera and what you hear about what goes on. If they were more in line with each other, I don't think there'd be that big of a fallout, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you heard that from Bill Maher, people would be like, yeah,
of course,
okay.
He's a dickhead, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I get.
Yeah.
But when you seem like daytime happy-go-lucky, people just don't like that rubber band. So that's why you get dragged more.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if the thing is like, I don't think it's a crime, or, you know what I mean? Just people don't like it. And that's why what I've learned too about the internet is everyone's biggest flaw is put on the same level. Like when you think about the internet, retweet and dragging, Weinstein, Ellen being mean, Louis, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in terms of how it gets propagated through the internet, it feels the same, even though these are very different indiscretions.
Yeah.
Like Ellen being mean is up here.
Yeah. But the only problem is when you have like guys like Louis and Weinstein, you can press legal accountability and get those guys to court.
Yeah.
With being a dick to your
I'm
employees,
just talking about,
you can't
prosecute that.
But so that's why I kind of understand, and I'm not against like the bullying that's been going on about it, because it's like she's not going to suffer any like ramifications outside of an internal investigation, whatever the fuck.
Not
that
even
means.
that. That's just like,
exactly.
That's bullshit HR.
Exactly. So,
and she's the head person, so it's
they're
like
gonna be
it's
protecting,
toothless.
Yeah. So
that's like a mob boss saying like, we're gonna look into the ethics of this family, and we'll get to the bottom of it. There are a lot of bad actors, and
So
okay,
that's why like nothing. I knew like there would be no like consequences or accountability to her besides
a PR hit. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
And then she's just gonna have to be like, sorry. What she said was, this was something that was going on without my acknowledgement. Like I didn't know.
That's
that
my favorite.
My producers, were like this.
Yeah.
There's a reason why. Like
what I don't understand is the buck stops with, I think it's a cop out. It's a great PR move just to be like, as Ellen, I had no idea what was going on at the Ellen show.
Yeah.
And you have to have some sort of sacrificial lamb, so they fired like 3 top-level producers.
Yeah.
Sorry about what happened. I'm firing 3 top-level producers. That's why.
I've been on the show for 18 years.
That was the problem.
And for 18 years, I didn't notice a single thing,
Yeah.
It's funny because I've had a few friends that their friends have all been working on Ellen, and they're like, it's a high turnover rate. Like
this is what I've heard. Like before this broke, I had heard rumblings that it's probably not the best environment.
A lot of people would be like, you come into Ellen, you work a couple months max, and then you either you quit because you can't take it, or you get fired because of some ridiculous thing. So like, I guess within the industry, it's known that like it's a high, like that job there, you can't last forever on that show. Whatever position you are, whether you're a digital media worker or manager or whatnot.
But also, where are we going with this too? It feels like a slippery slope. Like, is it going to be like everyone gets a gold star at companies too? Like I understand there is a certain workplace decorum you need to have in place, but then some jobs are hard and like high stress.
Yeah, they're high stress and hard, but
because you're doing a show every day.
Yeah. But I mean,
you don't need to. I mean, look, You don't need to add on top of that, don't look at the talent in the eyes, or like this weird other Hollywood stuff.
She got people fired because they had chipped nail polish. Like she went to a restaurant. Went to a restaurant in West Hollywood with her wife. The waitress comes over. I guess she had like chipped nail polish on. She went to the manager and was like, "This is unprofessional. This girl's got to go." And like they were interviewing the girl and everything. She was like, "Yeah, like I just fucking served them food. Forgive me for being poor and not having like well manicured fingers." You know?
Wow, that worked? She got someone at a restaurant fired?
She got someone at her because of that. Like, you guys can Google it, look it up. It's like, it's on, you know, she has a whole,
I don't know. I only have a cursory knowledge of how deep it went.
Yeah.
You know, I just catch little rumblings on Twitter.
I just enjoy rich people being bullied. Nothing will happen to them. Let them be bullied on. That's why cancel culture doesn't exist. So it's like, celebrities just get bullied. That's it. That's it. You know, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm being canceled." No, you're just getting bullied. That's it, you know? And it's funny now because once quarantine began and everyone's stuck at home and like everyone's just attached to like celebrities are attached to their computers and whatever, social media, they're seeing firsthand and there's no like intern there to like filter out the comments and shit.
That's a good point, man.
And they're like seeing everything hit them like that. I love that. It was just so funny, especially when like that whole fucking John Lennon song Imagine came out.
Like, wasn't that what's her name?
Gail Gadot.
It was her idea, right?
Yeah, and everyone,
how tone deaf that was,
just start piling in, like all these celebrities in their mansions being like,
"Imagine, oh, Javier, can you get out of the shop, please?"
Yeah,
all the people.
Yeah,
you missed a spot.
It was the field day the internet had with that. It was like, there's some memes that never get old. Like, I can watch anyone that uses that Idris Elba choking on the hot wings thing. You could use that meme and it will never like I'll laugh no matter what context it is. So even the Imagine thing, I would laugh no matter what the meme context was. It just would kill me.
Imagine all the people, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the first one of quarantine.
Yeah. And then there's been a lot of like virtual table reads.
Oh yeah, that Shia LaBeouf.
Did you watch that?
I saw clips of it.
Yeah, I saw clips.
I mean, I love how seriously he took it.
He
went method on the table read.
Everyone was just reading. He was acting.
Yeah.
You know?
And they're like laughing.
Yeah.
You see the clips of like Sean Penn laughing and having a field day.
That's what I found really cool was the fact that like Sean Penn is.
He's like looking to a mirror.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a title role for him.
Yeah. That was like his breakout role.
Was it? Fast Times?
Yeah, 82.
Oh.
Yeah. And then, you know, then he went on to do some other crazy things, but, you know.
What's his most famous film, you think? Was he in Gone Girl?
No, he was in Mystic River. He was in Milk.
That's what it was. Why did I say Gone Girl?
He was in I Am Sam. You know.
That's when he went full.
He was in Carlito's Way. That's when I think of.
That's when he went full. He's going full everything.
He went full mobster. When I think of Sean Penn, I think of Carlito's Way, or Mystic River. Those are like the only two films of his that like.
He came to the Comedy Store one time. I remember him coming.
Did he try to fight you? Throw a chair at you?
No
violence.
He was pretty docile.
Okay.
This time.
Okay.
Yeah, I like when these celebs come in. They just chill in the back. My favorite is when they come alone.
Yeah.
Because they're just, it's not a show or anything. It's not a show, you know, they're not trying to make a meal out of it. They're just there for them. Like I've told you when Michael, man, he's one of my favorite actors. I can't remember. He was in Knives Out. Michael. He's great. He was also in Shape of Water.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah. He was in Knives Out. He was like one of the brothers. Or
I think he had a cane.
Yeah, the limp.
Oh, come on. If you're a listener, you probably you know
he
what it
was
is.
in that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet, Revolutionary Road. But yeah.
Michael Shannon.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So he's come out twice.
Oh, damn.
I've chopped it up with him. He was a fan.
Oh, shit.
Me and Kirk Fox. He liked our sets. He came out. We talked.
Okay.
He just drinks scotch in the back, sips, laughs. And it's cool because, you know, when you're up there, you get to hear about what was going on from the comic who's sitting in the bucket seat next to him. And then I get to tell him. So he's like, oh, yeah, he was laughing really hard at this and blah, blah, blah. And then I got to tell Kirk what he was enjoying.
Oh, man.
Because that's the fun in it, too, to find out, like, someone you admire is laughing really hard at a particular joke of yours or like throughout the set. That's cool. Because I don't know. I'm up there. I can't pinpoint Michael Shannon in the back.
So to bring up Hamilton on this episode.
Like we have a Hamilton segment every time.
Yeah. In this Hamilton segment, so Lin-Manuel Miranda, you know, he would have an understudy that plays Hamilton. So like if he ever got sick, like the show would be over, like the understudy would take over.
Yeah.
So whenever these big celebrities would come in, Lin would like have the understudy perform and sit next to the celebrity and just like watch them watch the show. So he was like, when Obama came in, he was like, I just sat. He was like, I don't think Obama's seen me perform as Hamilton because I would just sit in the audience like right next to him.
Because he enjoyed that more?
Yeah,
or what is that? Or did he want to give the understudy a chance?
No, he enjoyed watching the celebrities like experience the show that he wrote.
Because he cares more about the whole product of because he has many hands in this production.
He wrote the entire musical, everything, you know? So he's like,
He's like, I'll give up acting in this thing just to see how they appreciate my creation.
I mean, look, I love Lin-Manuel. Like, I tweet him almost every week that I love him.
Someday he'll reply you.
One day. Even if he doesn't acknowledge me.
Is it Lin or Lin-Manuel?
Lin-Manuel.
Lin-Manuel, we know you're a huge Fahim Anwar Dance Hour podcast fan. Right, Ollie? Okay? It's sad at this point. How many times he's reaching out to you with nothing?
It's one of those things where you don't want to meet your heroes, you know, just because
you think he might be mean,
be
like
Ellen.
You think he might be? Do you think he may not actually rap about history like he normally does?
What if he turns out to be like the guy on Lin on Curb Your Enthusiasm? But because I love the man, but he's a shit actor. Like,
whoa!
But that's not
this is your hero.
Yeah, but like he's a great lyricist, and that's his charm.
Shots fired.
That's his charm is like being a bad singer, because he's like he's trying his hardest, but he's surrounded by.
You forgive him because he's creating so much great stuff.
Yeah. You're like, I forgive you because you wrote this and everything. Before you dive into the mailbag, anything fun that you did over this weekend?
No,
just chilled.
I didn't get SNL. That was fun.
So let's talk about this, man. If you're okay.
Sure, why not? Let's pull the curtain back.
So a couple weeks ago, you got word that
I guess so. Okay, so this is the genesis of the whole thing. I'll start from the beginning, man. Okay. Yeah, why not, huh? So, I wrote for GOATFACE and stuff like that, and that was like so fun, and we had done sketches. It was so fun to finally do a TV show, and I've always felt like as a stand-up, people don't respect stand-ups who have a sketch brain.
Yeah.
I think I have like a real aptitude for sketch, whether it's writing or acting or whatever, maybe both. But I would just never be taken seriously in sketch unless you come from UCB or Second City or something like that. Me and Aristotle would make sketch, and finally we got to do the TV show. And I'm really proud of what we did on the TV show. Yeah. If no one has seen it, you can rent it on Amazon. It's just called GOATFACE. Yeah. Hasan's in it, Asif Ali, Aristotle Atheris. I'm head writer on it. Really proud of all the sketches we made. And it was cool because now there's a tangible thing I can point to. Like, I've got a dope credit, head writer on a sketch show. I'm in a lot of these sketches. If people were unsure as to my aptitude for sketch, there it is. It was on Comedy Central. It's legit. It's not just a YouTube sketch anymore. Yeah. So I felt like I had an actual industry footprint with sketch. So I had that. And then I had gotten Variety Top 10 comics to watch in 2019.
Yeah.
So I was in Montreal. It was great. I did some TV taping, but like that's like a big thing. Yeah. A lot of like famous comedians you see, usually they get that Variety Top 10 comics to watch. And like Pete Holmes got it, Ali Wong got it one year. I'm trying like Anthony Jeselnik, I believe. Just a lot of guys who you see.
It launches them,
Like if not that year, just like
over time.
Within a year or two or something like that. So I felt like with the GOATFACE thing and the Variety Top 10, I had been picking up some steam. And so then I had a variety sketch show like that I wanted to do. And I teamed up with Absolutely. They do Tim and Eric. They do Nathan For You. They do a lot of cool, off-kilter, funny stuff that I'm like a fan of. So they were the production company. They really liked this idea for a show, the sketch show. So we went out, we developed this thing, a pitch. We went out to like all the networks. We went to like Hulu. We went to Netflix. We went HBO. We went everywhere.
Yeah.
Stacked. Like I had examples of all these sketches, like some GOATFACE stuff, some like YouTube stuff, some Instagram, just like show and some stand up and some dancing, just kind of like highlighting everything that makes me me, like the cheat sheet. So just like they can get their head around what this show would be. So really did our homework and everything. It was a great pitch. We'd go around, pitch it everywhere. Very lukewarm response everywhere we went. Wow. Just like, that's just the nature of the biz. But like, I didn't know it until I went through that process of like going to, because I thought it was like somewhat of a slam dunk, or I would get like some sort of traction. Even if it didn't go to fruition, maybe it'd go a little further. But it was just kind of like meh in all the rooms. And then I had this thought after that. I go, oh, I'm just like a runt to them, or I'm nothing. Like I'm like a ghost. You know, I may be a talented performer or whatever, but like these gatekeepers can't see it yet.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I may have this skill, but I need these other things so that they kind of like take you seriously.
Yeah.
And then SNL has always been, that's why I got into stand-up, and like I'm a big sketch guy. Like I come up with so many sketches. And I think the dream was always to be on the show, to like perform.
Yeah.
But then as I've been in comedy, I've been doing like 18 years, 19 years, just like, I'm like, writing might be the play, you know? Like that might be, because I can generate so many sketches and all that. I kind of cared more about writing than like being on the show. So I set out this plan with my people, you know, my reps and stuff. I go like, I want to try to be a writer on SNL.
Yeah.
So then I know Neil Brennan from doing stand-up in the Comedy Store. And he's like a mentor. Yeah. You know, I love Neil, and like he's been so good to me too. Like, and I'm very flattered that he's taken a liking to me, or he like appreciates my comedy and like gives me advice and stuff. So I remember we were in Austin. We're just walking around Austin. Maybe we're walking to the gig, and he's like, "Yeah, you have like a really good sketch brain. Like you have, like not everybody has that." He goes, "If you ever want to like write for SNL, or you know, like I'll put in a word, or like I think you could do it."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, cool, thanks." And I just kind of filed it away. I didn't. So then flash forward to like around now, where I'm like, "All right, maybe let's use that card. Yeah. Let me try to do that." So then I work with him. I send him I have a bunch of ideas. I'm like, "Which of these do you think are best to like flesh out?" He sends me. He's like, "This." So I go off. I write them. And he's really good. He's really nice, man. I sent it to him. He's like, "Tweak this." So he works with me for like a week. We're on the phone. We get it to a nice place. And he's like, I think this is a good packet. Like, I think you have a real, like, I'm proud of this packet.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, thanks so much, man." And he's co-creator of Chappelle's Show.
Yeah.
One of the most seminal sketch shows, you know?
Of all time, yeah.
Of all time. So, and he's there when Dave's there. He's a big sketch guy, too.
Yeah.
And so he knows everyone at SNL as well.
Yeah.
And he knows Jost very well, like Che and Jost. So he's like, I'll put a word in with Jost when you send your packet in, Jost. And I'm like, "Oh, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate this." So then I submit the packet, you know? And then in like around that same time, SNL hits up my manager, Andy, just kind of like independently. And then they're like inquiring about me, like performer wise, kind of, you know?
Yeah.
And they go, "Oh, I don't know about that. He just submitted a packet." And they go, "Well, can you send us his stand-up? Just like 5 minutes of his stand-up?"
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Yeah, okay." So then I find like 5 minutes of stand-up of mine that I like, cut it up. I give it to Andy. They send it to them.
Yeah.
And then I hear like, "Oh, they like it. They like it a lot. They want you to make a tape, or you're through to the next round."
Whoa.
So it's all the stuff that I'm not even like, I just submitted a packet. I'm not even trying to
be an actor.
Yeah, like this is just like, it's happening on its own. So they want you to make a tape. And what's crazy is if COVID wasn't going on, that means I would have been flying to New York.
Yeah, performing.
And auditioning on that stage. Yeah, or doing, you know, those like storied auditions you always hear about. Even if I didn't get it, that's like such an experience to like
be there in person.
Yeah. So, but I had to make a tape because we're in COVID or whatever. So that's the new process that they're doing. People are just submitting tapes.
Yeah.
So then I make a tape. I just do stand-up at my place behind the blue curtain, kind of like this.
Yeah.
I just do stand-up into a mic. And then what do? I do for my tape. I think I do Lance. I do a little bit of Lance. And then I had a sketch, that Bijan sketch, you know, where I do inside the episode or whatever. And then that comes on at the end. So I send that in. And then I hear they like that a lot, and that I'm going through the next round.
Oh,
I don't know how many rounds there are. So it's like this roller coaster. I'm like, all right, now this is as far as you can go. This is like
the
last round. Like
Yeah.
the writers and Lauren are gonna look at this tape. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then also the timeline of everything, because there's benchmarks of when you're supposed to know about things.
Yeah.
But because they're trying to start the production during COVID, it's made everything kind of wonky.
Yeah.
Because usually they're like, oh, people would know by this time, but it's like COVID. No one has seen this type of stuff before. They have bigger fish to fry than like casting.
Yeah.
So just in the dark forever, right? And then like we don't know what's going on. Still don't know what's going on. And then I find out like, oh, I didn't get it, you know? And I'm like, oh, that sucks. But what's crazy is like, I wasn't even trying to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you
It's
weren't
like,
trying
I
to-
wasn't even trying to do that.
But you were advancing so
I was advancing.
far.
So it was cool. It's like
Yeah.
I got on this roller coaster ride that I didn't intend to get on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I didn't get it. And I'm very good about like, I've been in the biz for so long now. Like, I don't think you can progress or have a good head on your shoulders unless you're pretty zen about that, because that's just part of the business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, nothing is really yours. It was never yours to begin with. So I like, it hurts for maybe like 5 minutes, but not even hurts. Like, I'm just so used to it.
Yeah.
Because you don't get way more than you get. Percentage wise, you strike out way more than you connect.
Yeah.
But I've been always, it's just happened so much where I'm like, oh, that's over here. It's like, I don't get too invested into things.
Yeah.
I don't believe it until I've already done it.
Yeah.
And I have stand-up. I have my own sketches. I am fulfilled in these other ways. This is just like icing. Like anything I do book is like icing. Like no one can take my voice away on stage. No one can take away the sketches I make on Instagram or YouTube. And it may seem silly because it's like smaller than these big things, but like artistically they still feel very real and the same. So I'm on this roller coaster and then I'm like, oh, okay, man. Oh, that was weird. That would have been fun. But then I'm like, what about the packet?
Yeah.
Like I started with the packet and I still don't know. And I'm asking my people, I'm like, do we know what's up with the packet? And still like haven't heard anything.
Oh shit.
I assume it's a no-go just because I haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
But it's just so odd to start this whole process by sending a packet in and then going on this like performer roller coaster.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what about the packet?
The original pursuit.
I thought the sketches I wrote were pretty good.
Yeah.
What about that? But what I've taken away from it, and I still think it's very cool, just to be on the radar, to make it this far, and not in a cliche way, like just to make it this far is an honor. Like to have fans in that building is very cool. Just to know the writers saw that, Lauren saw that, and there's a familiarity with me.
Yeah.
Whereas before maybe there wasn't.
Yeah.
And what's cool is things, and Neil said this too, and Santino got close. You know Andrew Santino?
Yeah.
I had him on the pod one time, but you've met him at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
He's on Dave. He's so good in Dave. He's so good in everything. Great stand-up, great podcast, bad friends with Bobby Lee and Whiskey Ginger. He came close to SNL. It was between him and Pete Davidson.
Oh, shit.
So he got so close. And then they went with Pete. And it's like, we talk about it, you know, like he was living vicariously through me because he would call me. He's like, you got it. Tell me you got it. And I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, yeah, you did. He's like, you're going to get it. I'm like, I don't know. I don't talk that way. I'm very much like,
until
what
you
happens,
sign a
yeah,
contract, nothing's for sure.
Maybe that's bad. Maybe I need to manifest more stuff and be like, it's mine.
Yeah.
It's mine to lose, universe.
Yeah.
I don't know. That doesn't feel right to me.
That's not how you're programmed.
That's why I don't get fucked by Keith Raniere. Because I'm a little more practical.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was talking about it. So it was between him and Pete.
Oh, okay.
So, but then what he said he liked about that was, obviously it sucked for him at the time.
Yeah.
But it was such a clear-cut difference, you know?
Yeah.
Like Pete and Santino are for very different paths.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm not like however old he was, like a 19-year-old kid. Like that's a different thing. And they're going for that. So it almost felt better in a way that like, if they went with another guy that's more like Santino, then I think that would hurt more.
Yeah.
But Pete was so different.
Yeah.
And I guess that's kind of the same of the casting, because I think they hired 3 cast members. They promoted a writer who's been there for a few years. He's a cast member now. And then Laura Holt, who's like a UCB girl. And then Punky, who I know. She's a comedian at the Comedy Store. So she's like a black lesbian, very funny.
Yeah.
But again, that's like not me.
Yeah.
So there's all these other intangibles too, where part of it's casting as well. Like I'm not that.
Yeah.
You know? So it hurts less where you're like, well, I'm an Afghan male, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you look at it at that angle too. You go, they have to play different roles and stuff, and maybe that fills a hole for their. What's odd about SNL is that it's this black box, and you don't get a lot of information out of it. It's this mysterious black box.
Yeah. They don't give you too much
even
feedback.
my reps, like you don't know. You just kind of put inputs in.
Yeah.
Mystery and magic happens in there, and then you get like crumbs.
Maybe if they decide. Yeah.
Because they don't need to, like, obviously you want to know, but like they've got bigger fish to fry. They're not going to give you the entire internal discussion of what happened.
Yeah.
So part of you just wants to know, like, oh man, what's my scorecard? Or what was the deliberation? What was the thought process? But you don't get that.
Yeah.
So it's just sort of like inputs into black box, output, and then you just try to interpolate what happened.
Yeah, yeah.
But congrats to, everyone who got it. And it's just cool to, because there are stories that, like Melissa, I think she auditioned. I know Melissa Villaseñor on the show. We actually did Montreal the same year.
Oh, shit.
Actually, Melissa, me, and Colin Jost did New Faces in 2010.
Damn.
We were the same
Starting point.
the same year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like a graduation class for comedians.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Melissa auditioned 2 or 3 times before she got it.
Oh.
And that's kind of what they do. Like,
but she's really
not
good
everyone not everyone gets it the first time. I'm not saying like I'm waiting to get on.
Yeah.
We got a camera going on.
There goes our wide shot.
There goes our wide shot. Fuck. Because when the story gets juicy, you want to cut to the wide.
Yeah, cut to the wide, man.
A lot of directors will say punch in.
Yeah.
No,
Not
not
on
us.
this
We
podcast.
go, it's getting really emotional. Give me the wide shot.
Yeah.
Get me further away. So, yeah, again, very cool to be on the radar. Who knows what the future holds. It was a cool roller coaster to be on. And honestly, just to get that close is nice. It would have been first. An Afghan-American male on the show? But you don't like that kind of diversity, do you?
Not yet.
Not yet. The world's not ready.
Not yet.
Not yet. Soon.
2021 is
2021.
That's your year, bro.
Yeah.
How are we looking in the mailbag?
Oh, yeah, mailbag.
But yeah, I remember, you mentioned that.
I mentioned we were wrapping up, and I'm like, hey, because it was crazy. Because I just kept on getting like further and further, and I was like,
no,
I guess I'm up for SNL.
You got the call before we start filming, like minutes before we started filming last week. And I was like, oh,
yeah.
Damn, man. I was ready to celebrate because you're on the. Because I remember I asked, I was like, "Hey, did you hear back from them?" And you're like, "Not yet." And then you got this call, and you're on the phone for a little bit, and I'm like, "Should I be filming this? Is this gonna be the moment?" And as I'm like pulling my phone out,
I was like, "Let's do the pod."
Yeah.
No, it's good. We should.
No, honest to God, like
No, it's nothing.
I pulled my phone out because I was like, "Oh, if you got this, this would be a great moment."
You go, did you get it? What?
But then I was like, "Hey, so everything good?" And you're like, "It didn't happen." I was like, "All right, phone's going back in my pocket." Damn, man. Oh, hey, what's up, Eric? You ready to film this podcast?
Why even try anymore?
Are you ready to try to be funny for an hour and a half?
That's why if you look at the Eric Griffin episode, a lot of times you'll just see me
like
stare at the ceiling. So no,
yeah,
I was professional. Come on, but no, honestly,
that
like
sucks, man. Yeah.
I mean, whatever, it's fine. It's just the nature of the business.
Yeah,
like you can't be in entertainment if you're not gonna get rejected.
That's true.
That's the one thing I will say about me. I'm very good. I'm too good. I feel like my reps took it worse than I did.
Yeah,
I take rejection so well, too well. But I like that. I think that's a great quality to have. I think it's maybe because I got booed at the Apollo when I was 18. I got booed by 5,000 people.
Yeah.
And that's like such great armor to have. If you can make it out of that.
I don't know, man.
It just teaches you that nothing's precious and to see it for the moment in time that it is. And it's not, because it feels like it's all encompassing.
Yeah.
Like you let all that emotion wash over you and you think that's the entirety of the world and your being. but just look at it as like one pitch.
But do you use that rejection as fuel to keep going?
No, I don't use it for fuel. I think a lot of times when I like back in the day when I never got the half hours for Comedy Central or these things, I'm just like, I don't get angry. I'm just like, maybe I do get a little angry, but it's just sort of like, it's not rage or anything. It's just, I'm kind of like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Or that's so odd, or it's frustrating.
Yeah.
But not so frustrating that it's debilitating. It does drive you.
Yeah. But
not like, I'll show these motherfuckers. I'm not like that at all. It's just like, okay, that avenue's not there. I'm not a fan of it, but they're almost doing me a favor. Like when I never got the half hour on Comedy Central, like for 8 years or whatever, even after I was on Whiskey Tango Foxtrot and I had all these credits. And I was like more than deserving to have at least a half.
Yeah.
And I still didn't get it that year. I was almost relieved. Sometimes you won't get it. And it's almost a relief. Like, oh, I thought I was like close to like, you guys are so out to lunch, or thank you for showing me that this isn't even worth going down this path.
Yeah.
Thank you for closing this door completely on me.
Now you can move on.
I've got to focus on like, cause I was stuck on this for quite a while. And the fact that the door still closed after this is a fool's errand.
Yeah.
And you've done me a service. Yeah. So sometimes it's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mailbag.
Let's see
What about you? Do you deal with like rejection like that
Man, I don't know. I get rejected a lot through like either film festivals or grants or, whatever it is that I try to, or projects I try to bid on. I get rejected a lot. And, I know nothing but rejection. That's why, like, if you look at my Instagram or Twitter bio, it says award-losing filmmaker. Because, like, I've so many film festivals I've submitted to, and, I'll make it to rounds to, like, get just screened at the film festival, and they'll be like, nah, So even with friends, like, this whole industry is like network connections, people putting you on. And I've asked a lot of my friends that are like, that are well connected, that like, hey, could you extend an opportunity to me? Like if you have a client that wants a music video or like a commercial spot, let me take at least pitch, and like I don't hear back from anyone. So it's at one of these points where I'm just like, you know what? Fuck, I got to do everything on my own at this point. I don't need a network or a system or friends doing me favors. I just got to do my own shit, my own short films, finance it independently. Fuck the grants and, funds and scholarships and whatever the fuck. I just got to do it on my own. Cause like it really does give you that awakening.
It's very liberating.
Yeah. Cause you're like, I'm not relying on anyone.
Yes. Yeah. Once you kind of take ownership of your own career.
Yeah.
That's why all this other stuff is just icing, and they're like lottery tickets. Whenever I audition for something or like this SNL, these are just opportunities that came from the ether, and that's nice.
Yeah.
But I have no control over that. I have no control other than just doing my best and hoping I'm right for whatever it is.
Yeah.
What I do have control over is my stand-up, my sketches, my writing. I have direct control over that.
Yeah.
There's no barriers. So, and the more I do, the more I can see like tangible results. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this stuff is just bonus. I can't rely on this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of nice to take ownership of your own career. Be like, all right, let me do the podcast. Let me upload regularly.
Yeah.
Let me do sketches. Because there's no one's between me and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't got to go through anyone.
Yeah. No one says no for that.
Yeah.
All right. Mailbag man. This one's from Merle Alexander.
Oh, this is the man that hooked me up.
For DirecTV?
DirecTV. Nice. Shout out, bro. You a real one, man.
A message from your old pal, Merle.
Yep.
Gentlemen, so glad that you're back in the saddle. The new setup is nice.
Thank you.
Needs a neon clock now. Oh, man. Okay, we turned it on. Thank God. Do we need a neon clock?
I don't know what
maybe
a
bit much.
Clock is.
We just have different like Tokyo, Denmark, just neon. New York.
We just add every month. We add a new neon.
A new neon piece, and then we're in Tron suits for our finale.
Daft Punk.
Yeah, I recently had an encounter on Instagram involving a comment on an influencer's page. He was basically asking her what she had to offer besides her looks. I made the comment that he was upset because he had to fuck another Hot Pocket. He proceeded to write nasty comments on tons of my pictures, which I found very stalker heavy. Anyway, I blocked him, but I concur with your feelings on catching heat on IG as opposed to Twitter. Remember that little spiel?
Yeah.
Anyway, with the world on pause, have you guys taken up any new hobbies, gaming, reading, etc.? Stay classy, and don't forget to visit the newest sponsor, Howlin' Rays. Sent from my iPhone.
Have you?
I got into video games a bit.
Really?
I'm out, but I was in it for a few weeks.
What'd you get? FIFA or NBA?
Early quarantine, GT5.
Okay.
GTA 5.
You have a PlayStation?
I have a PlayStation 4.
Okay.
Yeah. And then FIFA a little bit.
Okay.
Andy would come over. We'd play FIFA sometimes.
Yeah.
And then, what else? Recently, it was Call of Duty because Aristotle was on there.
Modern
and
Warfare.
Andy was like, everyone's on there. Call of
Yeah.
Duty. So I got that. And then I got that headset. And then I got the online. I used it maybe like once or twice.
Oh, man.
And the thing is, I'm so bad.
Yeah.
And it just seems daunting. Like, I've got to spend all this time
To
get good at a thing that wastes my time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I've got to waste so much time to get good at a thing that wastes my time.
But then I don't look at it as wasting time because I look at it as just hanging out with my friends, you know?
I guess. But I feel like I'm so bad
Yeah. But
that
the whole
they will hate me.
experience, it's the experience of like talking shit, shooting the shit with your friends and just laughing and whatever. And it's like something like playing cards or doing something with your friends. That's how I look at it when I play video games.
Yeah, I guess I just wish I was closer to their skill level. The disparity is so large
Yeah.
that it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because I don't play video games alone. Like I wouldn't turn on my Xbox and be like, let me just play.
It's like if you're poor, hanging out with a bunch of rich people all the time. It's going to feel weird
Yeah.
because the wealth disparity, you know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah.
They want to get all these market price meals.
Yeah.
And you're like, what's MP? How come the price isn't on there?
Yeah.
And then already that's a faux pas.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I started more beach related
yeah.
activities. I do kayaking now and
You're in Nexium, right?
yeah, I do kayaking and paddle boarding. So I go like almost every weekend now
You,
to
and
the
you sell
beach.
crystals now.
I do crystals. I do them and I sell them. And then I started reading a lot recently.
Nerd.
I know. I got a little tablet and now it's like by my bed. I'll wake up and read, you know, and I'm like, try to read a little bit a day.
You learn
know?
some of Keith Raniere's writing.
Yes. How to persuade and manipulate. How to make friends and influence people.
How to make? Oh yeah. I mean, I never finished the thought when we were talking. We went on that like mystery tangent with all
Yeah.
the guys sarging and stuff. So there's guys who can get a lot of girls, and that's supposed to be impressive.
Yeah.
I think that'd be funny if there was like a mystery, but for cults. You know what I mean? Where he teaches, because getting a lot of girls is one thing, but starting a sex cult,
Yeah.
that's next level shit.
Yeah.
Do you know how much game you have to start a sex cult?
It's
'Cause
not easy.
not
work.
easy.
It's not something you could do overnight.
You've got to drill deep.
Yeah. It's a
into
long
their
term.
brain.
Yeah.
That's weird game.
Yeah.
Traditional games like, hey, you've got big teeth. Hey, what's up? You want to see a magic trick? You live around here? That's traditional game.
Yeah.
Cult game is, you had a troubled childhood. Like at the club, you just see some girl and you go, someone hurt you in your past, or what's troubling you?
Yeah.
You've got to like drill beyond.
Yeah.
Take her out of the nightclub. Take her to her childhood or something.
Yeah.
And have her think that you have all the answers. Right?
I should
Dude.
imagine being in a crowded environment, being like,
Just some guy walking up to you. and
you.
being like,
Let's
you had a
talk
troubled
about your
childhood.
Let's talk about your trauma.
Yeah, let's talk about your trauma because you're holding it and it's very obvious to see. You're never gonna get the goals you want.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to.
You're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Yeah. Just motivating a girl at a nightclub
Yeah.
where there's sparklers and champagne.
Yeah.
This is all a mirage. You're not where you want to be, and you know it. You shouldn't be here. I'm teaching a seminar. You have to recruit 12 of your friends though,
Yeah.
and get branded.
I'm watching this documentary.
Keith, man, Keith's a pimp.
Well, actually, they don't offer fucking HBO Max on Roku TV yet. It's so whack. Because it was HBO Go.
Mm-hmm.
They got rid of HBO Go, but they haven't introduced HBO Max onto. So I got to just watch off my laptop like a poor person.
Like a poor person, dude.
Fucking.
Merle, help.
Even though I'm using like, I only have Netflix and Amazon Prime. Everything else is from everyone else. Like my Hulu,
You're
my
crowdsourcing?
HBO, my Disney. It's all from like other.
I don't have Disney Plus, dude.
I canceled my Disney Plus
Interesting.
because of Mulan. I protested.
Whoa.
I boycotted because they filmed in the province where they're imprisoning millions of Muslims. So I was like, you know what? Like, how are you going to film like action? Oh, wait, the yells of the concentration
camp. They just crop that out.
Yeah.
They go, just hold for yelling.
Yeah.
All right, let's resume.
We got to call in the concentration camp. Can you hold tortures for just slightly? Okay, over.
Or the editors were like, we could scrub out. We could scrub it out in post.
Yeah.
The prison. Yeah, we'll scrub it out in post.
Yeah.
Just have Mulan be empowering in frame. All right, this is from, what's it from? This is from Vishnu, I believe. Flexing different parts of your brain. What up? I just watched number 63 on YouTube, and I saw y'all had an email, so might as well fill up your spam with my question. Both of you guys went to college, and I know Fahim worked as an engineer afterwards for a bit as well. I'm not in the entertainment industry, parentheses. I'm studying computer/data science, but I know
This man's a smart man.
He's a smart man.
Yeah.
But I know enough that to be successful in your respective crafts, it requires a great deal of creativity, ingenuity, and being able to access/connect to the emotional and artistic facets of your mind. As entertainment is to evoke some sort of emotional response from the sender and the receiver. Very technical with the arts here. So then the polar opposite would be fields like engineering, software development, research, etc., which would require one to extensively use part of the brain that deals with logic, memorization, and such. My question is, do you ever revisit your past careers or simply pursue something else, parentheses, maybe a hobby, end parentheses, that isn't dependent on an emotional outcome, but a bit more technical? If not, why not? By the way, I love my field, but I would go insane if I didn't balance it with creative outlets like drawing or playing instruments. Love ya. Sorry if the question is long-winded or weird. Keep going strong with the pod. Vishnu. You know, me doing engineering, it honestly feels like a dream at this point.
Yeah.
People ask me that all the time, like, oh, was it weird leaving engineering or was it hard? It was so easy to leave. It was insane. It's like it never even happened.
Yeah.
But I think that's because it was always a means to an end for me. I didn't do engineering because I love it.
Yeah.
Like it's not bad. It's not terrible. It's a job. Yeah. But I did it to get me to where I am now. Yeah, to give me leverage, to afford me the opportunity to succeed in what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So that's why it wasn't like I'm leaving this thing. Like my heart wasn't into it.
Yeah.
But not in a bad way. Like people, there's two camps. There's people who do jobs that they absolutely love.
Yeah.
And then there's people who do jobs that give them the lives that they want to lead.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
It affords them the opportunities that make them happy.
Yeah. The comfort, the stability.
Pay. Maybe you only have to work 3 days a week, or the schedule's flexible. I think either of those two are a win.
Yeah.
If you do what you love, you're on top.
Yeah.
If you do a job that gives you the life that you like to lead,
and you're just okay
you're
with
on.
it.
Yeah, that's still on top. That's good.
Yeah.
If you do a job that you genuinely don't like, then you gotta wiggle out of it, or, figure out your escape plan.
That's true.
Be smart about it. You don't have to accept it.
Yeah.
But I think recognizing you're unhappy is because some people can just get caught up in the rat race, and that's what's great about COVID. It forced you to kind of like sit with your emotions and assess your life.
Yeah.
And I think people realize without all that noise, am I unhappy? Whereas before you can get caught up in going to Starbucks, going to drinks, going to a birthday, working, sleeping, kids. You don't have time to think.
Yeah.
Whereas now you've had a break and you go, am I where I want to be?
That's true.
I guess I don't really do anything. I guess comedy is that for me. There's the artistic part of comedy that I love, just like creating jokes and funny concepts. That's the more magical thing. Just I'll kind of have this ambiguous kernel of an idea. And the engineering in me, I guess, is kind of like, how do I harness that? Or how do I attribute words to this feeling or whatever the concept is? What is the delivery system for this comedic seed? Is it a sketch? Is it a stand-up bit? Is it a tweet? I think shaping the idea is kind of technical for me, but not technical in a dirty way. Like when you say technical, it sounds like you strip the soul out of art.
Yeah.
You know? But I don't mean technical in that way. I just mean sort of like, how do I implant this idea that's in my head into an audience's idea? Because it's funny to me in this nebulous form, but you have to like mold it.
Yeah.
What about you? Reading, I guess now, right?
Kind of. I mean, I don't like reading, but that's why I'm forcing myself to read.
That's good.
Yeah.
I need to too, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't read enough.
But like I'm forcing myself. I think, no, for me was my passion was always like politics. And when I was working,
Really?
Yeah, I wonder. I don't think I gave that off. I don't think I've.
Interesting. I'll
but-
be like, I just had Big League Chew. The problem with Trump. I'm like, Ali, I get it.
But because I used to work for this congressman on Capitol Hill, and I've been able to implement that back into my work. So I'm able to like do creative filmmaking, but also work with clients in the political field. Like I've done congressional campaign videos. I've worked with lobbying advocacy groups and whatever. So I'm like, I get to do my dumb fake pranks, but then I also get to like do something in politics as well. So I'm not, for me, I looked at that as going full circle, like doing dumb shit and then coming back to that. But, I'm not trying to stay in politics, but you know.
But it's fun to dip into it.
Yeah. So I'm like able to like, even when I'm doing these like short films I'm working on, it's like I get to create these characters, but then there's this like subplot like of social inequality or something in it, like in the storyline, but yeah, so I feel like that is keeping me like I'm able to expand into things I like and then combining them, and then music as well. And but yeah, now I'm just trying
maybe music is that for me, but it's not very technical, but it is an outside thing other than comedy that I really resonate with.
Yeah,
I don't know if that counts or not.
No, I think that counts.
All right, this is from Deus Ben Como, subject heading finally. Finally, you guys are back. I missed Ollie's lava takes and Fahim's deep cuts. The new YouTube setup is sick.
Thank you.
Would be dope if you guys drop some merch. I'd buy a hoodie or something. Yeah, we should get on that.
We should.
I've been meaning to. I have a question for both you guys. If the coronavirus vaccine comes out, would you guys take it? If not, why? Thanks and keep up the great shit. Definitely stoked you guys are back. Keep it trill. I will keep it trill.
I've watched I Am Legend, and I will not be taking that vaccine.
I'll wait for you to take it, and then I'll kind of like,
based on how.
Yeah, as we do more podcasts, I'll kind of see how you look.
Yeah.
And then I'll make like maybe 4 podcasts after that. I'll decide whether I'm up or not.
Okay, that seems fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So you're not gonna take it?
Not initially. I'll wait like 3 months and then take it. Like by then we'll see if people start mutating.
Yeah, people want to be early adopters to technology, but not vaccines.
Yeah.
Right? You're not standing in line at Pfizer. What are you in line for? The new vaccine, man.
Yeah. And they even said like the vaccine doesn't guarantee. There's so many like little notes on things, All
right, this is from.
As you read this, I will replace the battery on the wide camera angle so we can get a wide camera shot. So continue reading this.
All right. But what if I want you to like chime in? Maybe I'll read slow. Guys, Ollie's changing the battery on our wide shot. That's what he told you. I'm just reiterating. All right, this is from Sebastian. Not that one. I don't know why I said it like that. Maybe because there's a famous stand-up comedian named Sebastian. Let's see. Hey, Fahim and Ollie. Heard y'all trying to figure out smoothie base options and just wanted to recommend an orange as the liquid to your smoothies. It gives a different taste profile, and even though it isn't very keto, I think it's worth trying. Dairy apparently fucks you up in the morning, Fahim, but a good way to get extra protein in your breakfast is to throw some full-fat yogurt in. You'll get a very ice cream-like texture to smoothies. This is more for making smoothie bowls, but also a good addition. Sweet to hear y'all are smoothie-making boys, and happy to see the podcast up and running again. Sebastian. Hey, thanks for the smoothie tips, guys.
And I'm back.
He's back, and we have our wide.
For wide shot?
Good to be back, wide shot. Are we not rolling on the wide? We're rolling. Yeah. So how do you feel about those smoothie tips, Ollie?
I would never add orange to a smoothie.
Yeah, that seems kind of... What are you, Orange Julius?
But
thank God the wide's rolling. Be sure to cut to the wide. and then back to the close-up, and then back to the wine. Can you believe I didn't get SNL, dude? They could have had this guy.
You should have been directing.
They could have had this character.
The yogurt thing is a good point. I've done that before with like my fruit smoothies. Like if I'll do like banana, berries, and shit, I'll throw in yogurt and spinach. You know.
Yeah, I'll do spinach sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the smoothie tip.
Thank you. Well, he didn't mention if he does milk or water though.
How convenient.
There's this whole oat milk battle going on Twitter right now.
Okay, let's see. All right, this is from Thomas Michael Zomer. Greetings from Germany. I'm not going to say it like that the whole time. Hey, Ollie and Fahim. Hey, Ollie. Hey, Fahim. Love your podcast. Great that you are back with your neon light. It's on. Fahim, I love your comedy, especially the bit about the bee as a gangster. Delicious. I'm going to chalk that up to some differences between Germany and America.
Lost in translation.
Yeah, you don't say delicious. You don't say delicious in your speech?
Though. I should.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, bro. Did you watch that film? That film was delicious.
Delicious.
Yeah.
They goes, Ollie trying to start new slang?
Shout out to my Germans.
Can't Stop This documentary? Delicious.
I was actually watching the Lance Can't Stop This documentary yesterday or 2 days ago.
Oh, nice. Your sketch about the businessman who was watching handshake videos? Delicious. Smiley face. It's a lot of delicious. One or two I can handle. The third one, it's unsettling. You know what it is? Not delicious. You know how I find it? Not delicious.
Not delicious.
We should review movies and just say whether it's delicious or not delicious.
You know how like Roger
and
Ebert.
The site's called Yum.
Yeah. Siskel and Ebert used to give it 2 thumbs up. Will you say delicious or not delicious? That's it.
We're reviewing The Invisible Man. Not delicious. I had the chance to start comedy before COVID in Germany. I had 14 gigs at mixed open mics and stand-up open mics. Played in front of 6 people. Played with a mic that had dropouts. Played after a guy who made sad music about love. But I love it regardless, especially to meet people who love comedy as I do and think in special ways. At the comedy... at the moment right now, I have 8 to 10 minutes, material that are okay. I have to tighten them up, and is not easy because I start with a bit about me and an audition, and I prepare me playing a pigeon, and then I go into dark material about our modern world about cannibalism is normal. Modern world, but cannibalism is normal. The pigeon bit is my safe space because it works since my first gig. But the dark material, sometimes it worked great, and the only thing I hear is some guy farting. I am working on it. You are huge inspiration for me because you have everyday material with a special point of view, and your act outs are great. Thank you. So, as a guy from Germany, I am interested in your thoughts. What are your top 3 and flop 3 things in Germany? Ollie and Fahim, whatever comes into your mind. Locations, food, German behavior, experience in Germany. Love you guys. Delicious. All right, maybe delicious isn't a German thing. I don't know if this is like the best put on or if this is like a real... If this is like a flueless situation.
Has to be a German thing. I'm hearing this.
Come on,
German
you sign off. Delicious. That's a little too tongue in cheek. All right. Do you have any top and flop 3 German things?
Well, biggest flop is Nazis.
That's a good point. That's a very big flop.
Hitler. No.
I almost forgot about that.
I don't really know too much about. I mean, outside of like the exports, like cars. You know,
your tanks are pretty cool, I guess.
Helicopters.
Your engineering is dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, your engineering, I got to give it up.
Architecture, I guess. German philosophers. Music. A lot of great classical music came out of like Germany.
Ooh, I hear like Berlin has great like club dance scene.
I've heard that too.
So, I mean, yeah, I guess that'd be fun to experience sometime when COVID doesn't exist. Or if I get a time machine.
Chocolate, but I know chocolate's more attributed to like Swiss. But
yeah.
like I'm sure it's still good in Germany.
German. What's good? Those are tops
sorry,
and flops.
I don't really think about Germany as much.
Yo, don't hurt him like that. That's not delicious, dude.
I had a little mix up at the Hamburg airport this time last year. So it was
Ooh, Deus, another one. He hit us. All right, follow-up / random question. Love the pod. Love all these lava takes. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty, though. In light of Marilyn Manson releasing his new album, are either of you fans of him or not? I'm not really. I mean, I'm indifferent.
I like Beautiful People, but he's a piece of shit.
Whoa. Is he?
Yeah. He's what was the girl from the main actress from Westworld? Dolores, what was her name?
Oh, I don't know. They were going out.
Yeah, in like the early, like late 2000s, and he was like incredibly abusive, violently.
Question though, was he in Westworld, and was that okay? Because she's just a robot.
That's true. Maybe he was confused.
Yeah.
But no.
Where did this take place? In the real world or Westworld?
Real world.
Ooh, now that's a problem.
The real world of 07, 08 or something like that.
Yeah, you gotta do that in Westworld, dude.
Rachel something.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, so.
But now she's with Cyclops, right?
I hope so. Oh yeah, in Westworld, yeah. No, she killed him.
Yeah. So she just paid it forward, huh?
Yeah. So yeah, no, Marilyn Manson had like beautiful people, which was cool.
Yeah.
That was
Okay. Follow-up question: Star Wars, yay or nay? Depending on your guys' answers, there may be more questions.
Nope.
Indifferent. I'll watch it. Sometimes I'm not like a diehard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll watch it. It's got good music.
Sure. I don't care. I'm not like, I gotta see the new Star Wars. Oh my god, it's coming out. Sorry if you're who. That's not a stereotype. I'm sorry, guys. There could be normal people who love Star Wars. This is from Hasnain Khan. I could be saying that wrong. I'm sorry. A question for the pod. Hi, Fahim and Ali. I've recently picked back up on your podcast, and I fuck with it heavy for real.
Thank you.
I even remember when Fahim was on the Apartment podcast a few years back, and how funny that shit was for me.
4 years ago.
Man, thank you. TBT. I was wondering if you would have some advice for students attending, that's in quotes, school during COVID this year. I've entered year 1 of my bachelor's degree, and I find it annoying sitting glaring at my laptop all day long, as it's all online-based learning. I find myself procrastinating and stressing than getting the actual work done. Knowing all that, how would you approach it or make the experience less dreadful for yourself? By the way, keep up the episodes, and it's awesome you guys are expanding to video now. Thanks again. I don't know. This is a new paradigm you have to deal with. I can't imagine learning via laptop these days.
I had a few classes that were online classes back in like 08, 09.
Mm-hmm.
I failed them. So I have no takes. I'm sorry. It's hard, dude. It's hard to stay on track and on top of like deadlines and due dates when...
Yeah, you just have a 2D screen in front of you instead of an immersive 3D experience. Maybe get Oculus and tell your professor to get some 3D cams. And then you just will have a 3D headset, and then you'll be like...
I'm surprised.
And then he'll call on you.
Yeah. Surprised no one's done that yet.
You'll be the teacher's pet in a virtual world.
No one's done like 360 camera type classrooms yet, which I'm surprised.
Yeah.
That would be actually really cool to just sit there with Oculus.
That'd be funny. You have like that L-shaped desk, and you just have the goggles on, like you're in class, and then you're getting like virtual papers thrown at you. Like, fucking stop it! And the teacher's like, "The bell doesn't excuse you. I do."
Yeah. Good luck, bro. Just stay focused.
Good luck.
Use planners. That's the biggest thing. Write things down, deadlines down, outlines, schedulers, agendas, planners. Those things come in clutch.
You're a pioneer. You figure it out for the kids who come after you.
Yeah.
I can't help you. I graduated in the before time. This is from Danielle Freza. Orange juice. Hey, Fahim and Ali. Glad you guys are back. ! I've heard of other people having the same stomach problem with orange juice. It's probably because it's pretty acidic. Ditto for cranberry juice. You guys were talking about watching Mr. Robot and It's Always Sunny. Have you seen the FX show What We Do in the Shadows? I binge watched both seasons early summer. Never saw the movie it's based off, but the show is great. Also, loved Jolie, the song you played last week. One of my all-time favorites from the pod. Thanks for always making a great show. Best, Danielle.
I haven't watched
Thank
it
you.
yet.
I have. It's great.
Yeah.
It's a great show. Yeah.
I've been meaning to.
Check it out. What We Do in the Shadows. And then check out Jolie. That's from like 2 weeks ago, maybe. I give you a song. I give you a jam every week, guys. Follow the playlist. What do we got? All right, this is from. It's either Melia or Malaya. Reslap.
We're getting some.
Reslap. Oh man, I'm sorry. We'll say Melia.
Okay.
Sorry.
Our mailbag's
I'm
popping
trying.
today.
Yeah, it's popping. This is the last one, all right? Hey, Fahim and Ali. Just want to say thank you both for continuing to produce content during these times. I began the pod back in March and caught up just in time for the new episodes to drop.
Whoa, that's a lot of episodes.
A lot of eps. Binge City. Ali, I've been a fan since your fake prank producing days with FusiTube. Parentheses, not to mention the Iftar vlog special. Lol.
Wow.
Whoa, this is super fan. I don't even know this stuff, man.
That's a deep cut.
And of course, the apartment pod. Your lava takes are ... unmatched.
I appreciate that.
Quick question. Do you think there will be a Downton Abbey film sequel?
I don't think so. I really don't think so. I hope so. I pray so. But yeah, I don't think there'll be a sequel. If you guys haven't watched the movie, it's on HBO Max.
Ooh, it's on Max now?
The movie. The show is still on Amazon Prime. So watch the show.
Yeah. Fahim, my friends and I came across your comedy special on Amazon, and we all became hooked. Our fave bit is about the children traveling with suitcases at the airport. Lol. We hope to see you live someday. Also, shout out from Tacoma, Washington. Possibly your only Pacific Islander listener, Melia.
Melia. Joe. Dope.
Thank you so much for writing in. I'm glad that you are fans.
A Washington State person.
Tacoma has a comedy club out there. Maybe I'll come out sometime.
You gotta go.
Come on, you're my only Pacific Islander fan. I need the support. And then we've exhausted the mailbag, dude.
Well, that was
quite the ep.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of tasty gems in there. Good mailbag, good Hollywood story.
Yeah.
Some life wisdom in there.
That's been a lot.
Pulling the curtain behind, how to do what we do or what we encounter on a day-to-day. It's not all bunnies and rainbows. Mm-hmm. Sometimes there's rejection, but you get up and you pod.
That's true.
And you IG and you stand up.
Yeah.
And you create. Yeah.
It's easy to give up. It's easy to give up.
I guess, but I don't
it's
even
harder to
I don't
keep
even
going.
think that. But also what sucks too is I think I talked about this on WTF with Marc Maron when I was on that episode.
Oh.
I can handle the yo-yo. You know what I mean? I signed up for this. I have thick skin. You know what I mean? Like, I love this stuff. So it doesn't affect me. I know it's part of the game. Like, I'll take these lotto tickets and sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm not. Rejection is nothing to me.
Yeah.
But I don't tell my parents anything because they're civilians.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, when you're an artist, that's just part of it. There's ups and downs.
Yeah.
You have hot streaks. It's like, this is a career. It's not, it's sort of like a stock market graph, you know? It's like this and you get to a point, but it's like up and down all the way through. And I know that. I've been doing it so long, it's an upward trajectory. I'm always better off year after year.
Yeah.
And that's good. That's a good sign, you know? But these little like rejections I can handle, but like, I feel like my parents can't, or I don't let everyone know what I'm doing. Like early on in my career, or just even now, my mom will be like, what are you doing, or what's going on? And I'll say nothing.
Yeah.
Even though I have a ton of stuff going on, but they're all like lotto tickets, right? So I don't want my mom to get emotionally invested in all these things when I can take it. But if I had to deal with my mom knowing about like all the rejections that is required to be an artist, then I'm going to get all this like excess pressure that because they're not in it. They don't understand it.
Yeah.
So they'll just be like, they'll think you get rejected so much though. What's the point? Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
So I don't even want to deal with that external pressure because it's nonsense, like I'm in it. I'm logical. I know what it is. Yeah. So that's why they're not privy to what's going on that's not real.
Yeah.
I'll tell them about like actual book jobs, or if I'm acting in something, or then I'll tell them.
Yeah.
But I forgot why. But they know about this. My mom knows about this.
Yeah.
So I mean, hopefully, Mom, it's not a big deal. It's not a big. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
More opportunities will come.
Sure.
They've came. They've come in the past.
This was just such a big one. I think I forgot how it came up. Maybe because it was exciting. Where I submitted a writing packet, and then all this other shit started happening. So I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Yeah. But all is well. All is fine. We're on an upward trajectory, Mom.
Yeah.
I'll take you to another premiere. She just wants to go to another premiere. Every time I talk to her, she's like, when's the next one?
Yeah.
I met Tina and Margot Robbie. I want to meet Lizzo.
Have you been hearing the Margot Robbie conspiracies?
No.
That she's not as young as she says she is?
COVID, like spit takes aren't COVID friendly now.
Yeah,
that's what sucks.
Yeah. You get arrested for that.
That's true. Spitting in someone's face, doing a comedy spit take.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, you go to jail.
Yeah.
She's not as young as she says she is?
Nah, man. That's what the conspiracies are. And I believe it.
Really?
Yeah.
When did this come out?
The last year. Yeah. I think it was when Birds of Prey came around.
So how old do they say she is?
They say she's 30 years old. But
I want the price of admission for all those movies I saw back.
yeah, but they're saying, she might be 35.
Gross.
I
So
mean-
I got a boner from a 35-year-old?
Yikes.
Ugh. I want my boner back.
It's this
She tricked me.
this youth obsessed, like I think we were talking about it last week, youth obsessed
culture.
where
Well, Eric was talking about
yeah,
it.
everything's got to be younger. Everyone wants younger.
Yeah.
And I think that even affects me too, in the sense of like work wise, where I'm like, you'll look at like what everyone's done, like a lot of these directors, and like at what age they start working and start doing their bigger projects.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm not there yet, because like you got to be young at your prime. But then like when you're getting older, but then like Jordan was talking about in his documentary, was like the older he got, the more better he got,
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think there's certain fields where age is beneficial to your art.
That's true.
Like acting is very much a youth-driven industry.
Yeah.
Writing, directing, stand-up, you get better because you have a wealth of knowledge. I mean, the same is true of like the actual art of acting and technique and all these skills.
Yeah.
But visually, if she is lying, you can't fault her. Everyone's lying in Hollywood. You know what I
That's
mean? Especially
true.
if you're just like a straight up actor.
Bro,
That's your currency.
yeah.
Why wouldn't you lie?
Are we even Afghan?
Are we even Afghan?
I mean, no one's really heard us speak Farsi yet.
That's true.
Yeah.
The thing is, if I did speak Farsi, it would sound so bad that you wouldn't think I'm Afghan.
That's
even
true.
though I
It
am.
sounds like a white boy who memorized
Sounds
a
like a
couple
white.
lines.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, a couple lines.
Look, man, I grew up in the Pacific Northwest. I didn't have a ton of Afghans to volleyball with.
That's true. I played volleyball yesterday. You should have came.
I didn't mean like literal. I meant like
I know,
verbal
but I'm
volleyball.
just-
But that is such a Afghan and Persian sport.
Yeah.
Why do they love volleyball?
That's what we were talking about yesterday. Like, why volleyball is such a big thing in our like community and culture. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah.
It's a sport everyone can play, no matter what your skill level is. I think.
Curious. Does your dad, have you seen him take a jump shot in basketball?
Yes. When I
Does
was
it
younger.
look broken as fuck?
It's just something.
Or does it look normal?
No, does not look normal.
Oh my God.
I want to erase.
Oh,
that
this is great.
image.
Hold on. To our Afghan listeners and viewers,
Or like 10 listeners.
however many you are, write into the podcast or secretly take video of your dad shooting a jump shot. I want to know, does every Afghan dad have a broken jumper? Because I don't think I've seen, maybe basketball is not very popular in Afghanistan when they were growing up.
Yeah, definitely not. And I don't blame them, because like they start playing, I guess, when they got here, but they were like in their 30s when they got to America.
Yes, so you have no muscle memory. You're trying to learn way too late in life.
We started in elementary school dribbling,
Yes,
shooting.
and we're watching on TV.
We went to PE class,
We went to PE.
and they showed us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my dad, I love my dad, but like me and my brother will be playing basketball sometimes back at home, taking jumpers, and my dad will come out and be like, give me the ball.
Yeah.
And we throw it. And then we keep on feeding him because we just love it. It's our dad playing basketball. We're just going to feed him jumpers all day for as long as he wants to.
Yeah.
So he'll take the ball and then he'll dribble it, and then he'll just kind of like balance it on his right hand, and he'll just like shot put it.
Yeah.
Woo! He'll go, woo!
Yeah.
And we just keep on feeding him because we just love watching
Yeah.
him take jump shots.
Yeah.
How does your dad shoot it?
It's been a long time. It's been like, but it was just, I can't remember. I remember he was trying to teach me how to shoot a basketball. When I was in elementary school, and I was like,
Yeah, and then you got clowned.
I don't feel like this is right.
Yeah, my dad taught me the wrong way.
Yeah.
So that's a challenge. Film your Afghan dad shooting a basketball, or write in. Let me know if he has a silky smooth Ray Allen jump shot, because maybe I'm wrong and I'm stereotyping.
Maybe. Who knows? We'll wait for those videos to come in.
Write into the podcast, Fahim Anwar Dance Hour at gmail.com. Spotify playlist is out there too, Fahim Anwar Dance Hour. All the tracks that we play on the pod is up, and we've got a track for this week.
Dance out to.
Dance
and
out to.
If you're watching this, you're dancing to nothing but the intro track.
But
which is the outro track.
I'll have the link for it in the description if you want to hear what this jam is.
But for the Spotify listeners, you guys got something good
It's coming up, or Apple Music, whatever
Yeah.
the podcast app is. All right, this song is called Teen Scene featuring Buddy, and it's by Maeta, and of course Buddy is featuring on it. All right, guys, be sure to hit the like button, all that stuff. Comment.
Yeah, comments are good.
Give us 5 stars. Write a review.
Well, we have to go back to reading Apple reviews.
To incentivize.
Yeah.
I'll do the one that we have, all right?
Okay.
Before we go out here.
I completely forgot that Apple reviews were a thing.
They're a thing.
But now that they are, now that we've remembered them and we've come back to the podcast, we will read your Apple reviews, not YouTube reviews, because I'm sure that could be YouTube comments are just random.
It can be very problematic.
But we'll, if you want to critique us or call us out or insult us,
please, by all means, give us 5 stars first and then do so.
You have to do a 5-star review and then shit on us.
Or thumbs up it, and then that's the barrier of entry. To shit on us, you must give us the thumbs.
It balances itself out. You don't want to be a dick.
You don't want to be a total dick, yeah. You don't want to thumbs down and do that shit. That's too much.
Yeah, you don't want to.
All right, this is from Alexa Kasmoki. The thing is, I don't know if these are real names or not because it's just a review.
Yeah.
The new Kings of LA podcasting.
Whoa.
I like his review already. That's high praise. With so much turnover in the LA podcasting world, the return of Dance Hour is like a much-needed Corona-less breath of fresh air. A great podcast with more promo, a shoe-in for top comedy podcast.
Whoa.
She wants more promo? Oh, for us.
Yeah.
I was thinking about like Traeger grills or something.
Oh, okay.
Or MeUndies.
Yeah.
She means promo for us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it wouldn't hurt our pockets if we got more promos.
This is true.
Yeah.
If you want to line our pockets and we kind of mention your product, fahimanwardancehour@gmail.com.
Ooh, I'm getting headphones to review on Instagram in the next coming weeks. And
interesting.
I'm not getting paid for it. I'm just getting free headphones out of them.
Nice. It's like an Adam's Shoes situation.
Yeah.
Thanks for those again if you're listening, Adam's Shoes.
Thank you.
They're light. They're white. They're danceable. They're highly danceable.
I wear the Adams face mask everywhere I go.
I do as well. I got 2 of those.
Perfect. And so if you guys see me plug in a product on Instagram, just ignore me.
If you see Ali showing his butt by the beach with headphones on, he's like, love my new headphones.
In my MeUndies.
Oh. Just timing it with the wave.
I saw a seal the other day. I went kayaking.
Kissed by a Rose?
Yeah.
How's he doing?
He was like, bye. He was still singing.
He goes, seal? He goes, I'm off the clock.
Yeah. 26 years later, he's still singing. No, I was kayaking in Marina Del Rey, and then a seal popped up, and I was like, hey, look. I was like, there's a seal. It goes back underwater, and I'm like, where did it go? Poof, like right behind me.
Whoa.
And then I freaked the fuck out, and it goes under my kayak, and I screamed.
Yeah.
And I just freaked out, and there were other people in the
witnessed
water,
it?
and they all laughed at me. They laughed at my freak out.
You got bullied on the ocean?
And I filmed it too. I filmed it all.
Where can people find this? How funny. That'd be funny if you were a guest on this podcast and this was all leading up for you to plug this seal video in your kayak. And tell the people, where can they find that seal video of you in your kayak?
I'm not like a lot of people where they would post their humiliating encounters.
That's just for you?
Yeah, no. I sent it as a snap to all my friends.
Close circle, huh?
Yeah, but I would never post it for people to laugh at
masses
you? Of people to laugh at me.
I
have too much pride. I'm too arrogant for that. I have too much pride for to be laughed at, not laughed with. Yeah.
I know what you mean. All right. Well, that's the pod, guys. Anyway. We'll see you next week. Enjoy the tasty jam. Peace.